681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Wednesday, November 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 85. Coming up on OTB, Matt Flynn joins the show in studio for a full hour of flestering at 8 a.m. And Nick Underhill of New Orleans.football joins us at 9 a.m. to talk Saints. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz at Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Yeah! Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, everyone? Welcome in. OTB is Off the Bench. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, Taylor hanging out with you today. Hope everyone's having a wunderbar day. It is Wednesday. I believe we have Matt Flynn coming in. I'm not sure. I texted him yesterday. No response. Texted him again this morning. No response yet.
Was that just last week that he came in when I didn't think he was coming in?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It was like a month ago.
That's when that was when I called out for shingles. And then, yes, he texted me back late that day as well. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if Flynn comes in or not. But we got a good show planned for you today. I want to open kind of diving further into something that kind of mentioned on Monday, right? Which we still don't know the availability of Jaden Daniels. And if Jaden Daniels cannot play, how concerned should you be about this Florida game? And I think I have some interesting numbers therein. We'll get to the latest college football playoff rankings, get to a bit of New Orleans Saints talk as once again we highlight Saints Vikings, a battle that is the most medieval of all NFL battles. T-Bob, what do you mean by that? Well, I'm talking about the raid on Lindisfarne, boys. The original attack on the monastery back in 794 against the Saints that kicked off the entire Viking age in Europe. So we'll talk about it a bit later on in the show. Nick Underhill is going to be at 9 a.m. as well, and we'll probably in hour 3 preview some of the biggest college football matchups of the weekend, as it's a pretty big weekend. So lock in. Going to be a fun 3 hours coming out on radio, YouTube, wherever, and let's have ourselves a day. How's everyone feeling today?
I still feel like I'm late every day because it's, sunny outside.
Yeah.
Still not used to it. Still don't know what's going on.
What about you boys?
Feeling good. Pumped for Saints Vikings. A lot of history between those two teams, so that's always a good time.
I haven't noticed that as much because it's still dark in the morning, but it has been awesome for getting my kids to sleep early again. Right? Because they've been pushing that bedtime later and later and later. And like last night, they were actually in bed by 7 for the first time in like 6 months.
I know I'm in the vast minority. I love it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it as well. Makes you feel a little more wintry. How you feeling, Tayller?
Not great. I got a cold. Had it for the past couple of days. Fighting through it best I can.
Shut your mouth.
Shut up.
Shut your mouth.
All right.
Yeah, I guess don't
Shut up.
ask me
Hush.
tomorrow.
Jeez, I'm sorry you got a sniffly nose, okay?
No, it's not a sniffly
I'm dealing
nose.
with-
It's like a
listen.
sore
I'm dealing
throat
with
thing.
post-herpetic neuralgia right now, okay, Taylor?
It's Florida week.
I still have
You talk
herpes
about
on my
cold.
nipples, and you're talking about colds.
You do have herpes.
Not
Oh my
trying
God,
to
dude.
compete
Do you
with
know how sensitive my left nipple is, Taylor?
I don't. I haven't had the luxury to have that conversation with you.
Yeah. Well, it's really damn sensitive, okay?
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into it. How concerned should you be as an LSU fan if Jaden Daniels is hurt for this game? And in an effort to answer this question, Jake, I have tried to look into some numbers and tried to come up with, okay, what's a reasonable expectation for what Florida will score? And then let's see if we think that, how you would feel about that number maybe going through the thought process of what if there's no Jay Daniels. So first off, look, let's talk about elements of the offense, right? When you look at the running back position, Etienne and Montel Johnson are pretty good, pretty solid duo there. They both average over 60 yards a game. Etienne's actually fifth in the SEC, averaged over 6 yards a carry. Johnson averaged over 5, so they're okay there. Ricky Pearsall is the guy that's going to have big moments in this game and will tear you up at times. Just accept that, make peace with it, the same way you did Luther Burden or anybody else. Even though I don't think Burden's stats ended up overwhelming after the strong. No, they did, right? He had like 100 yards in the first half. I'm trying to remember exactly. Maybe that was that he didn't find the end zone.
Yeah, remember they kind of spread the wealth in that game.
Yeah, well, whatever. Ricky Pearsall's fifth in the SEC with 85 yards a game. He's fourth in the SEC with 6 catches a game. He's got 4 touchdowns in the year. It's a very good receiver. He had that incredible Michael Jordan logo catch earlier this year. And then you look at Graham Mertz, who for some unknown reason they allowed to wear number 15. Why anybody's allowed to wear 15 in Florida, I have no idea. Why Graham Mertz of all quarterbacks is, I don't know. But
it was on a kicker like 2 years ago.
that's absurd.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that Florida? That's part of the problem. I mean, just absolutely no respect for the greats. Graham Mertz completed 74% of his passes this year. That's really good. 267 yards a game, 17 touchdowns, 2 picks. Only 8 yards per attempt, though, right?
Yeah.
And the rating's not as high as you would feel like it would be with that touchdown to pick ratio, and that's because it is a little check-downy. It's a little conservative. And that's kind of the Florida offense as a whole, right? They've got some good yardage numbers, some things that feel like they should reflect really well, but then you look up and they're like 9th in the SEC in scoring. But we know this is an awful LSU defense. So here's the part you need to pay attention to, Jake. Let's look at the points that Florida's put up in their games this year and try to find defenses that are similar to LSU's. They put up 36 against Arkansas.
Yeah.
Arkansas is 63rd in stop rate. Stop their opponent from scoring 63% of the time. They put up 20 against UGA. Obviously, UGA is second in the country. They're incredible. They put up 41 against South Carolina. South Carolina, 122 in stop rate.
Yeah, I think they're 122 in total defense as well, which is crazy. Yeah.
You put up 29 against Tennessee. Now, Tennessee's got a good defense. They're 28th in stop rate. Like, that's really damn good. And they put up 38 against Vanderbilt, who currently ranks 126th in stop rate. Now,
117 in total defense.
Where does LSU rank? And again, stop rate is just whenever a team touches the ball, do they score or not? So very simple. LSU is 110th in stop rate. Not to brag, guys. Remember, spend half the season as dead last in the Power 5, 65 out of 65. By my count, LSU's now up to 58 out of 65. Okay, but if we look at these other defenses, like I'm not going to count UGA. I'm going to throw them out because they're second in the country, and I'll throw out Tennessee. I'll keep in Arkansas, even though they're 40 spots better than you. So if we average Arkansas, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt, defenses which are akin to LSU's, Florida put up 38 points a game. 38 points a game. And yes, if it's Jaden Daniels playing, I don't care. Right? Like LSU's good enough, LSU keep pace. How do you feel, Jake, knowing that against similar defenses, they put up 38 if you don't have Jaden Daniels? That starts to become a bit worrying to me.
Yes, and so like Jaden Daniels is, in my opinion, still the best overall quarterback in the country. As a Heisman voter, like it's still going to be somebody that I strongly consider having at the top of my ballot. Because, yes, I realize the record, but I also realize he's doing things that nobody else is doing on the field. So, yes, there is no situation where I can come on here and be truthful and say, oh, no, you're not going to miss him at all. It's fine. No, he's Jaden Daniels. You're going to miss him. But also, you do have the luxury of having one of, if not the best backup quarterback situations in America.
Well, we think so, right?
No,
that's what we got to find out.
I feel like we know more than think so. Like, it's not full, like, it's going to happen. It's not full water boy. That's what it's going to be. It ain't quite there. But I think this is somebody that you've put a lot of resources into. You've put a lot of time and effort into. He's put a lot of time and effort into. We're talking about Garrett Nussmeier, obviously. He's come in big situations, SEC championship games. He's come into a game where he didn't even think he was going to play, and all of a sudden he looks up, he's playing the entire game. He comes in last week, this is what you felt good about. You can't go back now because it's actually going to happen if Jaden Daniels doesn't play and start to feel worried about it. This is somebody that we've said all season long, right? You have the best quarterback situation in America, and if it has to play out this way, you have to believe the offense can go out there and put up points. Is it going to look like Jaden Daniels-led offense? No, the scheme is going to change a bit.
Yeah.
We know that. Like, you're going to change your scheme because, well, Garrett Nussmeier is not the same quarterback as Jaden Daniels as far as skill set, right? There's things that Nuss can do, right, that Jaden can do. And certainly there's things Jaden can do that Nuss can't do.
Well,
but
that is kind of interesting, though, because I feel like the first part of that is still true but less true. Like, things that Nuss could do last year, Jaden has been able to do this year.
Right. But Nuss is really good off platform and different things, and there's just, and that's not a slight at either one of those quarterbacks. They're just different quarterbers, right? They're not completely different, but they are different quarterbacks. And so, like, this is a situation where if you have to roll with your backup quarterback, you've done this before with this player. Like, you've had moments with this player before, and so, like, you know, you can't go into a game thinking you're not going to put up points. This is still the number one offense in America, and it's because of Jaden Daniels, certainly, but it's also because you have a great group of receivers, maybe the best tandem in the country. You have a very quality back. You have an offensive line. You have all of those things. And so, Florida's going to score.
Yeah, like you have to accept that.
Ricky Pearsall is going to have big moments in this game.
If we're just being honest, you have to accept that it is more likely than not that they will. Like, if you're expecting LSU to just come out and shut down Florida, you're probably setting yourself up for a bad time. Now, if that happens, like, hell yeah. You know, we'll cheer, we'll celebrate, we'll be fired up. But all I'm saying is, like, let's accept the reality that would be the surprise rather than the expectation. So just make peace with the fact that Florida will score and that you're going to have to outscore.
Here's the one thing that I think Jaden Daniels does as well as any quarterback in the country. Well, it's a couple things, but he takes care of the football, right? Yeah. I know he had an interception last game. That was somebody making a good play. Dallas Turner stopped his rush, put his hands up.
Dallas Turner, very good
ended
play.
Up into Alabama's arms, okay? But Jaden Daniels, even going back to last year, like, even Coach Kelly's like, hey, it's okay if you throw an interception. It's okay, right? This year he's been fantastic. He's not careless with the football, okay? You can't be careless with the football in this one. Like, if you're Garrett Nussmeier, we know that you can make every throw, but you don't have to show us sometimes that you can make every throw, because this offense, regardless of who the quarterback is, they know what the deal is. They know that they've got to play pretty close to perfect. They have to take care of the football. They can't give possessions away unless your defense comes out, right, and they have a different type of performance than they've had in other big games this year.
Yeah. And look, Nuss for his career has basically been a 1-to-1 guy from touchdown to interception ratio.
Yeah.
So if he plays, that is going to be one of the main areas to focus on is, can he be explosive down the field, take advantage of these receivers, Nuss, while avoiding making mistakes. Now, to your point, Jake, look, let's just take a second and again appreciate what Malik Nabers is doing this year. He leads the country right now with 128 yards per game. He has 66 catches, which is good for 7th in the country.
Yeah.
He leads the country, obviously, overall in yards. He now has 10 touchdowns. That is 4th in the country. The leaders all have 11, so he's like catching up to them quickly.
Yeah.
He is by far statistically the most complete receiver in the nation.
Can I say something about
Over
Malik?
1,000 yards, 1,200 yards already.
All right, look, I know that Marvin Harrison Jr. is one of the best players in the country. I know he is. I know he's going to be a first-round pick. He's going to be a top 10 pick. Hell, he might be a top 5 pick. And so this is not a slight at him because I think he's all of those things. But we need to start including Malik Nabers in that same conversation with Marvin Harrison Jr., okay? Because when you look, 52 catches for Harrison Jr., 66 for Malik, 914 for Harrison Jr., over 1,100 for Malik, 17.6 yards per catch for Harrison, 17.5 for Malik. When you look at touchdowns, let's see, Marvin Harrison's got 10. Guess how many Malik has? He's got 10, okay? And also, Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't have a Brian Thomas, who has incredible stats as well. Like Malik Nabers is playing better than any receiver in the country. I don't care what your name is. I don't care what your pre-draft hype was. I don't care what you did a year ago. Malik Nabers is playing better than any receiver in the country. And it is wild. Like, we talk about it here, obviously, on this show. T-Bob does other shows. I don't know if y'all talk about it. Every time I'm doing off campus, everybody wants to bring up the best receiver in the country, and he never gets into that conversation. I've got to stop the show, and I've got to do exactly what I just did. Malik Nabers is playing better than any receiver in the country. There might be some that are in the same class. There ain't nobody right now playing better, though.
See, that's interesting because I feel like Malik and the conversation that I have generally does get mentioned. But I would say that if I looked at Biletnikoff finalists right now, it would definitely be Maserati Marv, Malik, Rome Odunze, I would have in there. I'd have Keon Coleman in there, likely.
Keon, he's missed some time, and so it's kind of his numbers.
That's true.
Have gotten a little skewed because
I guess
of it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So maybe not in the actual Biletnikoff finalist award, but you have seen Keon Coleman start to take over for Florida State
for sure.
here later on, and like if Florida State's going to go to the playoff, Keon Coleman's going to be as good as anybody. I guess that's what I mean. He is in that grouping of talent. You're right. Even though because he missed time, he won't win it.
Probably be Malik, Rome.
And then Luther Burden.
Luther Burden certainly in that conversation. Marvin Harrison Jr., maybe Troy Franklin from Oregon.
Yeah. I would put Franklin in there. Yeah, absolutely.
He might be in that conversation, but again, this is not like Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to play a long time in the NFL. This is not like let's talk about him conversation. This is me championing for Malik Nabers to get his due, okay? Because he is like, look at what he just did last weekend in Tuscaloosa. I mean, it's time and time again. In the biggest moments, right? I mean, he is a player that flashes. Look, I'm not going to sit here and talk about a drop he had when you're down 14 on the fourth down. I know a lot of people want to talk about that. Guess what? If he catches that, even if he turns it up for a touchdown, he's still not going to win that game. Okay? So, like, just what he did last weekend just continues to let everybody in the country know, even though they don't talk about it, that he is one of, if not the best receivers in the country.
And if Jayden Daniels is out, you know he's going to be a bit of a safety blanket for Garrett Nussmeier. So you're going to really have to rely on him to beat the Gators this weekend. So we'll continue to preview the game all week long, but just some food for thought, not meant to be disconcerting. Just let's all merely acknowledge the reality of the situation and approach it with a clear and open heart. All right, when we get back here on OTB, let's talk a little college football playoff rankings. Yeah, the show was last night. Hell yeah. More OTB coming up.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com for all your steel needs. Go see them right over there in Gonzales, Louisiana. That's right, man, Gonzales, Louisiana. And you can see all the steel buildings, the pearl and the tube, and you can actually go see, touch, feel the product before you buy if you so wish. You can meet the live and local sales team that will take care of all of your needs when you are their client. And this is not just for businesses. This is personal as well. You need like a steel building for an RV, anything like that. Community Steel has your back. And the best part I tell you every day, but it's awesome, is that because they buy directly from wholesale, make everything on site. It's not like a lot of national companies. There's a lot of middlemen jacking up the price for the consumer on the back end. So get the best deals, the best product, Community Steel.
Go to communitysteelco.com, and T-Bob said it, but they tell you as well right there on the front page of the website, based in Gonzales, Louisiana, 225-647-2020.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Scoocha, fall in the air, fall. is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water, they can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines, or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to Six Rings.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Snyder's Golf Mechanics. It's a What If Wednesday. J.D. Pickell of On 3 Sports. And SEC Football Power Rankings. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Dalton Barnett says, T-Bob, I will commit to filming any and all LSU opponent signs under the alias Marcus Chives. If that's a great name, by the way, Marcus Chives. I don't know why. I don't know why it just is. If you need, sound the alarm. I'm ready, Captain. Will Dalton, do you have a military background? Because if you don't, unfortunately, I don't know if you're qualified for the job. I am probably going to get my nuts cut off because I took the van keys by accident this morning in my fanny pack. Oof, boys. Rest in peace to me.
This is not good.
I believe I'm about to get a flurry of angry text messages about what a bad...
Spare key?
What?
Is there a spare key?
Yes, but I feel like it's been misplaced within the last couple of weeks. It's supposed to hang on the key rack, and I don't think it's
Caitlin,
in there.
CTE is not anything to play with, but it's also real. And it's also a hell of a thing. I try to tell my wife that all the time.
Yeah, CTE. It's a good defense.
She also knows that I'm just very bad at remembering things as well. I've been in this situation that T-Bob is currently in. My wife's probably currently listening to this show, shaking her head yes and saying, yeah, you big dummy. But it does happen. CTE is real. Let's not forget that.
T-Bob, depending on how much trouble you're in, who misplaced the spare key?
Ooh.
That's one day, Taylor.
That is somebody that's been married
No.
not long enough.
I was about to say. Because one day you're going to learn that that does not matter.
That does not matter.
That would be a dangerous counterattack.
Yeah.
Like when you know you are in the wrong to then try to.
You're good because you already answered the question. I got it.
I'm just saying that. No, I'm just saying that now is not the time to play offense. Now's the time to appease. You can call me Neville Chamberlain because you can take all the land. I don't care. I like it's. I apologize. I am wrong. I will kowtow and kiss your feet.
How long you been married, T?
10 years. I think I just just had my 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
But I've been together since I was 16, so really like we've been dating for 18 years. In fact, I think it's randomly. I don't know how I remember this. I think it's because like we played Buford the next day or something. But it was a
we
Thursday.
hate Buford, don't we?
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, we hate
Buford. Always and forever.
Buford.
But it was like a Thursday, November 8th, in which I think we started our relationship in high school. Which is now
okay, we'll use that.
November 8th.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
use that. Yeah,
that ain't
gonna work.
That ain't gonna work. Just apologize.
Ain't gonna work either. Well, I mean, he's been married for a decade. I'll be on 16 years this year.
Wow,
just from
congrats,
savvy vet. You'll learn.
I've only been married 7 months, but we've been together 9 years. So.
Yeah. That's great. Once you take your last name, it's a little different.
Yeah. Oh boy.
God, I'm sweating thinking about using that.
I'm like looking at my phone, just like.
I'm sweating for you.
You know the cartoons, they're like biting their nails and they're just like popping off everywhere.
Do you see bubbles?
Ooh, I'm starting. No bubbles yet. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like looking at it.
Is that worse? So you're not seeing it like it's being the thought process?
Yes, because I still don't know whether or not the spare is in play.
Right.
And so I do have a get out of jail free card. But it's kind of like, all right, now I'm a bit like Schrodinger's cat. Am I alive or dead? Nobody knows. But the box is about to be opened, and soon one reality will collapse, and the other will be born anew, and I'll either be in the doghouse or I'll be fine, and we'll keep it moving.
Oh, so she hasn't checked to see if the spare's there
I
yet.
don't know. The last text that I got was an ominous, do you know where the van keys are? It was in the middle of the first segment. I had to try to stay focused. I went and checked there in the commercial break.
Yeah.
I find the keys are in my fanny pack, and now, again... the poison is pouring in the box, and I have no idea what the cat is because I can't see the cat yet, and they're about to open it. We'll see.
Okay, last point. I know we got to move on. If you start to see bubbles, and then they go away, and you see more, and then they go away, you should really be nervous then.
That's an awful feeling as well.
It's the worst feeling. It's the worst feeling in the world.
All right, we'll see what happens, boys. Kind of like the college football playoffs. We'll see what happens.
Nothing last night.
Yeah. Imagine that. The top stay the same. What a. And yet, you know what's funny? Because, and it is funny. I feel like, oh my God, this is what we wanted to see, boys. The cat's alive. Wait, what? How does this make sense?
Am I taking back my clap?
I don't understand what's going on here. We seem to have entered some sort of quantum paradox where did an extra set of keys come in because I found them with multiple exclamation marks. Great money, but the next text is no spare. So now I really have no idea what's going on.
All right, T. I'll do this. Okay, you handle that situation, and I'll give the college football playoff rankings.
Okay,
because they didn't really change last night. All right. So you've got Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, Washington, Oregon, Texas, Alabama. A slight change here. Ole Miss now at number 9, Penn State at number 10. So no real change. And the conversation has already started, and people are already talking themselves into it being okay. Sooner or later, everyone I talked to yesterday, and I talked to national guys that cover different conferences, different leagues, not just SEC guys, they have almost made it okay to themselves that when Alabama passes Texas, even when they have the same record, that it's going to be okay. And I am not okay with that.
Wait,
head.
Okay, sorry. Okay. So so this you're talking about the ultimate brain melt of one loss Alabama SEC champion, the win over Georgia, versus one loss Big 12 champion Texas.
With a win over?
Alabama.
Yes.
It's my favorite thing to talk about in the world.
The fact, though, that people are just like, yeah, for sure, that's got to happen. I'm like, wait, what? No.
I'm not saying for sure,
they
but
have
it
the
is
same,
a conversation.
But no, it's not. They have the same record.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Your one loss that you have is to me in your building.
Yeah.
It wasn't fluky. It wasn't at the last second. In fact, we controlled almost every narrative of the game in your building. We have the same record. And if you place Alabama over Texas, they have the same record, and Texas beat that ass, that's wrong.
But
don't care.
But
don't care.
No, let me play because I don't really care either way. Like I won't care either whoever they put in. But and to play devil's advocate because I find it fascinating. It was an early loss, and we allow. I know. Just let me. Just let me get it out because these are the argument points that'll be made. It was an early loss. Teams are allowed to get better, right? Did Texas get better? Did Alabama get better? Okay, maybe Alabama get better. They would be the SEC champion. When the SEC champion ever got left out of the Final Four, when you look at how they performed in the playoffs, they would have the best win, snapping Georgia's 26-game win streak at that point. And Jake, they would have the best loss because they lost to 12-1 Texas. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Texas would have lost to a bad Oklahoma team early on.
All those things that you said are true. But it also is true that Texas went into Bryant-Denny and beat them. Same record.
Yeah.
Okay. And we beat you. What are we doing if head-to-head doesn't mean the most?
Yeah.
The most. We played. It wasn't a neutral site game. It wasn't in Austin, Texas. It was in Tuscaloosa. And we won. I don't care if it was August, September, October, November. Don't care. It happened. We all saw it. And we had the same record. I don't care what your best win is. I don't care what my loss was. We are the same. We're in the Power 5. We won our conference. You won your conference. We played each other, and I won.
So the devil's advocate counter to that conceptually, though, again, there's context here that is easy to counter this. But I was talking to Joshua Perry yesterday from Ohio State, right? He was a part of that Ohio State national championship team. And he was like, I get the head-to-head stuff, but, look, we lost to Virginia Tech. Should Virginia Tech been ranked ahead of us all year long because we lost them, or did we get better and then we were a better team than Virginia Tech?
Now,
obviously, that's what I say. Obviously, that is the counter here is that, but, obviously Virginia Tech lost a ton of games and was bad that year and was not actually good. They just had a good day. Whereas someone like Texas, if you're 12-1 and Big 12 champion, then you have a much better body of work. I think it's fascinating. I win either way, I mean, sad Texas, sad Alabama, I don't care. I can celebrate both. But
it is something that just drives me crazy. It drove me crazy when y'all had to face them again in 2011 after beating them. Yeah. That drove me crazy, okay? But when you if head-to-head doesn't matter, to me it's got to be the most important. It's got to be. Tiebreakers are head-to-head. In every sport, hell, going down to flag football, tiebreakers head-to-head. I mean, it's the first one, and so it was wild yesterday doing off campus, and everybody's like, yeah, when that happens, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
When that happens,
so let's be clear, that's not that likely.
What about this one? What if Ole Miss beats Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay, and so Georgia, that win that Alabama would have, doesn't mean as much.
Those are the type of marginal things that come into play that would change that. That would be a point scored in Texas's favor in this hypothetical for sure. That's last thing I'll say here. That's something that Reese Davis pointed out that I actually thought was pretty good yesterday, which is that people want consistency. It actually is consistent. It's just that contextually, when you're making decisions at the margins, some things matter more than others. The committee's telling you that they think Ohio State and Georgia are close enough on the eye test that then Ohio State's resume pushes them a little bit ahead of Georgia. But if you look at Michigan and Florida State, what they're telling you is although Michigan's resume isn't as good as Florida State's, they think by how Michigan has played, that they think that actually that weighs heavier, and that disparity means that they should be ahead of Florida State. So there is a consistency there because it's always a swirling element because you're trying to make really tough decisions at the margins. And these things work themselves out.
Oftentimes they do, but this is why we have these rankings, so we can yell at them. Also, Florida State being at 4 shouldn't be ahead of Washington.
No. I mean, that's just crazy. But
Florida State's best win is against LSU.
But if you're 5, you are, hey, that's the best 3-loss team in the country, okay? Relax. If you're 5, though you're 4, because like one of the Big Ten teams is dropping out.
Yeah.
So you're still safe. Like right now, if you are 5 or above, you're still safe. But I agree, just for like consistency's sake, I don't know how you're arriving at Florida State being ahead of
Florida
Washington.
State's best wins are what? And if I'm missing one, just I know they got Duke,
LSU and Clemson
and
Duke, which
Clemson's
I've
5 and 4.
appreciated.
But Riley Leonard was a little gimpy in that Duke
Doesn't
game.
matter. They don't care about that, though.
Okay, well,
it's all depreciated.
I do, so that's why I mentioned it. He was a little gimpy in that game, but they do have Duke. That was a ranked win. After that, Clemson?
Yeah, LSU, then Duke.
I will say this, secretly, their close game against Boston College has appreciated.
Yeah,
Boston College is
played well.
6-3 now, boys.
Yeah.
Rattled off a few wins. All right. When we get back here, let's talk a little New Orleans Saints. Start a preview. Saints Vikings. We got Matt Flynn coming up for some Flestering Hour 2.
I did get an update. My wife wrote me and said she found the spare. They're on their way to school.
Let's go.
So she was doing some
Money.
investigative reporting for you as well.
I still don't know what the no spare. It didn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You're good.
We are going to just.
Palms are dry.
Yep. We are just going to take this W and move into our Wednesday. All right. When we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
ITI Technical College. ITIcollege.edu. That's ITIcollege.edu. For 50 years, ITI has been helping Louisiana students change their lives. Louisiana citizens, I should say, because you're never too old, okay? Like, if you want to take control of your life, get that career, be set up to have a lucrative career, get that AOS degree in just 2 years. Remember, they work around your schedule. So if you're working full-time, supporting family, whatever, it's not saying that everything's going to be easy, but you can do it. And they're going to work with you to help get you there. And then when you graduate, you change your life for the better, okay? And they have job fairs, mock interviews, all this sorts of stuff. They get you ready for the real world. ITIcollege.edu.
Yeah, it's a good point, T. We talk about it all the time. They do have night courses available, so they will help you and work around that schedule. They want to get you to the finish line. That is their goal there over at ITI. Go see them today off Airline Highway. You can always go to admissions at iticollege.edu, iticollege.edu.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating Ram Power Days with $15,000 off MSRP on new 23 1500 trucks, $15,000 off, and a 1 million mile warranty. Plus, we'll pay your trade-off regardless of what you owe. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front to back boat service.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Brian Kelly will update Jaden Daniels' status. Russ Mitchell previewing the weekend ahead in the SEC. And Tatum Everett joins us to talk Vikings. Hopefully you'll join us 3 to 6. 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Labor Day weekend, I was 17. I bought a Coke and some gasoline, and I drove out to the county fair. When I saw her for the first time, she was standing there in the ticket line.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Jay Thornton says, T-Bob, what happened? At some point, the football has to matter. You were championing so eloquently on snaps all season. To be clear, I'm like, if push comes to shove, I would side with Texas in this scenario. They went into Tuscaloosa, won by 10 points, something nobody's ever done. I just find it deeply funny, and I was just playing devil's advocate to represent some of the debate points that will be made. I find it deeply funny that, paradoxically, a loss to Texas could at once be both pro and con for Texas. Excuse me, that Texas, for Alabama. That Texas could be both pro and con for Alabama. That's all. Like, we've had a lot of quantum talk. That is a quantum result there because it is simultaneously the reason why Texas should be above, but also it gives Alabama the best loss.
I wish Marvel would stop doing quantum stuff. It's not very good. But.
Nah, dude, Marvel, you got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit goes a long way, but when you go all in and quantum stuff, that's where it gets tough because, like, Spider-Man, okay, still very cool.
Yeah.
Like Across the Spider-Verse,
yeah.
like all the multiverse stuff, it's awesome, right?
Yeah.
But at a certain point, it starts to feel almost how I feel about the information age in which we live in which when you have so much of something, then nothing matters, right? We have so much information that how do you know what's true or not anymore because everything starts to feel like disinformation because on every single subject, there's an expert that says, this is the truth, and then there's an expert that eloquently argues the exact opposite.
I know,
says,
I hate it.
This is right. So when you get too deep in the multiverse stuff like Marvel has, nothing matters.
No.
Because there's a billion different realities and this go here, that go here. So yeah, that's you got to be careful. Little goes a long way.
I like my quantum leap with Scott Bakula.
I've still never seen Quantum Leap beyond some of the online memes.
Love it.
When he's the kid who has Down syndrome that people use online a lot.
I hadn't seen that one, but I'm just using my imagination here.
All right, let's talk Saints Vikings. Again, a battle that has been taking place for 1,000 years. If you think back to 789, many will point to the Viking raid.
As we often do.
Yeah. The Viking raid on Lindisfarne and the monastery there. Now, interestingly enough, the monastery at Lindisfarne was home to St. Cuthbert's body. Who is St. Cuthbert? Well, he is, quote, possibly the most venerated saint in England. And it's said to be the place, Lindisfarne is said to be the place which Christianity actually started in England. Okay, so they started this beef a long-ass time ago. Okay. Kicked off the Viking Age in Europe. And here we are today, like some sort of rust, coal, time is a flat circle, still having these battles. The Minnesota Miracle, right? The raid on the Saints attempting to raid Minnesota's lands. They thought they had it. A fell stroke at the end ends up costing them. The Vikings in return the favor by coming into New Orleans and once again raiding your shores. Kyle Rudolph pushing off, getting a touchdown, winning the game. Right? So we've seen, and this battle goes both ways. The Saints have their moments as well. The NFC Championship, obviously. But that's the point, right? This battle's been raging for 1,000 years. And it's going to go once again this Sunday. And how about this, boys? We haven't talked about it much. But has the Saints' offensive line been better? You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm a little better.
It couldn't get worse.
That's true.
Anything that looked serviceable was going to be better. I hate to say it like that, but it was awful.
Yeah, it's true.
It was grading out as one of the lowest in the NFL every single week. Individual players did grade out as the lowest offensive lineman that started a lot of weeks in the NFL. So, yes, to answer your question, it has been better. But where it was, there's no underneath.
And yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And, is Danielle Hunter still leading the league in sacks?
I think he's tied for the league.
Either way, that's going to be something to watch this weekend, right? How do you handle Danielle Hunter? But as much as we don't say, Andrus Peat has actually brought a lot of stability at left tackle.
If I would have said that in July,
it would have been crazy. It'd have been crazy. I mean, Andrus Peat, rightfully so, has cut a lot of flack. He's really struggled in big moments. Actually, in that Viking playoff game in the Superdome, he really struggled.
Danielle Hunter actually has the lead now.
Okay.
Yeah, he leads. He has 10, and then 3 people have 9.5.
Yeah,
So
TJ
Andrus
Watt,
Peat's gonna have
Myles
his work
Garrett,
cut out
Max
for him
Crosby.
this weekend. But Andrus Peat's been pretty solid. Hurst's been pretty solid left guard here lately. And then you have McCoy Breeze and Ramchick just
Hurst
playing
played
better.
really well last week. I just went and watched some of the tape. I think it was yesterday. I don't really know, but I went and watched the tape. He played really well last week.
So how about this? Stat of the day. Somebody read this off air yesterday, I believe, boys. The Saints increased their all-time record to 18-1 when Taysom Hill gets at least 7 carries. So what are we doing?
Yeah, Mario, where'd you see that at?
Oh, that
The
my
Luke?
triplet.
I saw it from Luke Johnson, but they
one of
all
y'all said
tweeted
it.
it over
Yeah,
the
okay,
weekend.
yeah.
So you know what they should do? They
Just
should
give him 7
Taysom
carries.
7 carries.
I would just run him 7 times, start the game, and then just chill.
Yeah, just be like, go sit down.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll
you'll
win,
be
we're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Somewhat of a misleading stat, but whenever I'm calling the games, I definitely look at Taysom's carry, and if it's 7 or better.
So
I
you've
feel
known that
good.
stat for a while then?
Yes, but
Okay.
it's not really like a whoa, we need to give him 7 carries. It's normally like, the
Right,
stats are
not
good.
that, though.
Yeah.
You know?
19 game sample
It's
size.
also
not
not that.
It's
No.
not like you're 3-0. Like you're
Yeah.
18-1. Like that's sort of significant.
Yeah, this was more of like a Taysom game. He did a lot running the ball, threw the touchdown, kind of like the Seahawks game last
I mean,
year.
this stat line's awesome. 11 carries, 52 yards, a touchdown throw, 4 catches, 13 yards, and a touchdown reception.
I love that you said, okay, this is more of a Taysom game. And we say that sometimes. We say it when LSU's playing a running team. We're like, this is a Greg Penn game. Every game should be a Taysom game. The money that you pay him, the role that he should have, and the skill set that he has, every game should be falling into the
that's what
category
I
of
mean
a
by
Taysom
saying
game.
It's not that. Is
Right.
that he needs the touches.
I agree with you,
He
and
deserves
that's,
the touches.
I agree with you. That's definitely the most conducive way for the Saints to win. It is a little disappointing if Taysom Hill is going to be your entire run game. Like you would think you'd be a little bit more diverse.
No doubt about it. You want to have more. You signed a running back and gave him $12 million. You have Alvin Kamara. You drafted one in the 3rd round. But you don't have the offensive line that can give you that right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you have Taysom Hill, who, for whatever reason, you get that extra blocker in when he's at quarterback. That helps. It is a completely different run game with him. And so I agree. Like, I hate, as a running back, I hate the fact that 3 good running backs can't get started behind a bad offensive line right now.
Yeah.
But Taysom can, because you get that extra blocker, be it on the goal line or wherever, right? You're Wildcat quarterback. We know it. That's why we always talk about it. You get an extra guy, and that has worked for them.
Worked great. See if it works on Sunday. We'll continue to break down Saints Vikings. Let's close out hour 2 of OTB next, and Matt Flynn for Western.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Noel Family Distillery. If Vikings ever show up on your doorstep, one thing to maybe dissuade them from pillaging your home would be to offer them delicious spirits and alcohol. And perhaps that's why you should stay well-stocked with the best Louisiana spirits you can find, the exquisite Noel line, whether it's rum made from Louisiana sugarcane, vodka, the special, unique Noel blend of tequila made after studying months in Mexico. A unique mixture of highland and lowland agave plants with some interesting notes to give it a certain Louisiana je ne sais quoi. Also the official tequila of LSU Athletics. So again, next time, Ragnar or I don't know, give me another Viking name here, boys. Anybody?
Obelisk.
Okay, not, but yes, I kind of like it. That was good, Mario. Next time Obelisk shows up at your door, give him some Noel Family Spirits, okay? Ask for Noel at your store.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs.
Hannegriff, join us for the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch from the original Walk-Ons, Burbank at Nicholson. Wes Reynolds will be with us along with Scott Rabelais and Randy McKay. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Jake, how do you prepare for the Vikings? You get ready for Josh Dobbs?
Probably some weapons. Vikings are coming from the sea, so probably something on shore.
I would imagine, yeah, like some sort of maybe flame-hardened, sharpened stakes driven into the sand to
Catapults
make landing
as well,
easier,
just to try to
make landing tougher.
Try to get them before they get on shore.
Definitely stock up supplies. Vikings not very well suited to a siege.
Right.
What if we don't have a tough town wall though? Because that's what Linda's farm ran into. Not a great gate.
So not a Troy situation.
No.
Yeah.
Siege was never in play. Vikings just kind of ran over the defenses from the beginning.
Yeah, with this offensive line, you don't have a full wall. You have a fence. And so, The offensive line is going to be crucial here. And what do you prepare for, though? You prepare for Dobbs. He's going to be the guy. I would be shocked. There's a reason they traded for him. He knew kind of some of the system. That's why he could do what he did. It's still amazing what he did. I mean, taking the cadence on the sideline there. But you roll with him. You traded for him. He's going to be the guy. You got some receivers who have stepped up in Jet's absence. I think Addison's been fantastic. Yeah. Obviously, you have an all-pro type tight end as well. So, you know, that's who you prepare for. You go watch his games, Arizona, what he did last week, and that's the guy that you expect to be the starter.
Yeah, and maybe Josh Dobbs runs into – remember, he only has one win as a starter. Maybe he runs into a bit of the Trevor Siemian deal and what
who
a
is
lot
that
of these
against?
quarterbacks do. I think they're kind of like silver blue maybe?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, front runners.
Star on their helmet. If their defense, special team, doesn't score touchdowns, the offense really can't get anything going.
Yeah.
Second best team in the NFC according to this TV that I just saw.
The team that get upset actually got better
after
the Eagles lost.
Yeah.
Oh, the Cowboys.
Yes, that's correct.
Hour 2, Flestry next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
You don't get to speak, Taylor. RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Do you want to say anything, Taylor?
They didn't say they got better. They asked the question, which was a dumb question, but they didn't actually say they got better after the loss.
There are no dumb questions when it comes to working with Rejuve Me.
You'll get better
if you want to
after the consultation.
Exactly, right? And you can ask anything. Again, there's no dumb questions. You're going to get your labs drawn, see exactly what your body is feeling, saying, what your body's saying, right? More makes sense of your feelings. And then they're going to customize a plan for you. And I don't care if it's male, female, 20, 30, 40, 50. They understand the aging process. They understand how to fight it. And they understand what the best techniques are going to be. So maybe it's something like HRT. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's something like semaglutide. Maybe it's not. But they have a treatment for you to get you where you want to be. Rejuve Me Medical.
When you go to that website, it's right there in the top right corner. Get that consultation set up today. RejuveMeMedical.com. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infinity Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front to back.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Wednesday, November 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 85. Coming up on OTB, Matt Flynn joins the show in studio. Up next for a full hour of flestering. And Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football joins the show at 9 a.m. to talk Saints. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. We're just having a little siege warfare conversation. Medieval sieges, how to survive them, some of the problems they're in, some of the greatest of all time. Telling the story about Julius Caesar versus Vercingetorix, where the Romans were incredible battlefield engineers, right? Like, whenever they would park for a night, a fort would pop up like it was Fortnite because they just and build one. So, like, at one point, they forced Vercingetorix back to the main Gallic city, which is on this hill, and it's got a wall, it's protected or whatever, so the Romans can't get in. And so Caesar literally builds an entire wall around the city to entrap them, and then you have this awful middle ground where at one point Vercingetorix and company, they're running out of supplies, and so they kick everybody out of the city who's not a fighting man. And all the women and children are forced into that middle ground between the two walls, and then they just slowly die there over the next few days, which had to be awful psychologically for both parties, but especially the Gallic men whose families and children and women those were. But
at some point, you just gotta fight.
Well, okay, so that was Caesar's strategy.
What
and
at
some point,
a meathead way of thinking, which I appreciate.
But Matt's actually hit the nail on the head. I mean, that was the entire point of the strategy. Sure. And that's why eventually the Gallic men had to fight, and they almost overwhelmed the Roman defense in a couple places. And then now these are all coming from Caesar's diary, so like I don't know, right? But very famously, he rode in with his red cape and solidified the line, and they pushed back, and Vercingetorix gets killed, and Caesar crucifies like 30,000 Gauls. Really messed up, but
what a hero,
big number.
Yeah. I did say on Whiskey and Wine earlier this year, though, that I would crucify 30,000 Razorback fans and lead them in a line leading back to Fayetteville in the same way.
I got
make a statement.
That was sent to me by 7 different people.
I think about the Roman Empire all the time, guys. I can't help it. I am that meme that is overplayed and driven into the ground now, but it is true.
But Rome was a great show. That got canceled too soon.
It was one of my favorite online
memes.
Is it a meme?
Yeah, I'd just say it's just you can just do a blanket meme like for anything like that. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. It was fun it's like I've had a lot of fun with the Vince McMahon crying meme, but even that's about to
done.
The market's about to dry up there as well. But it was great.
Good. But the Roman thing wasn't really a meme. It was like a fad. It was like the ice bucket challenge. Like you take a little video of
That's
it, right?
fair. That's fair. I use meme. I use meme very, very broadly. Very broadly. Like if it's a joke online, I call it a meme.
Yeah, he does. I don't know what it's called, so I'm just like, yep, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Showing
it's wrong, though,
Showing
right?
the fade off today. No hat.
Yeah,
I know,
so
dude.
check
What's
this
going
out.
on, dude?
I've been, I grew my hair out.
Yeah.
A little bit right here.
Faux hawk action?
I don't know what it is. It's
Some
just,
41?
just a little something.
Hey, girl.
It's getting a little thinner than it used to be, so you got to kind of like.
I don't want to waste my
gotta-
time.
You got to wave it.
That looks good, though, man. Looks good.
It does look good.
Looks good.
I don't know. Wearing a hat every day for like
me.
6 years.
Yeah,
6
same.
years.
So
Yeah.
today I decided to not wear a hat.
Yeah, you got me started on these melon hats.
Yep. You're welcome. Hey, when y'all play do y'all play the game Risk?
I've not played Risk in
you know,
years, but I've played plenty of Risk.
I was just going to ask
1994.
where y'all like if you're on the map of Risk playing to start out the game, like what part of the world do y'all try to inhabit? Take over first.
I always went to Ireland, I think.
I don't know. I just went. I can't remember. To be clear, this is actually the sad truth of my board game obsession. I'm awful at them. I never win. I never win. Like I have played 50 to 75 games of Catan, and I've never won a single game.
Really?
Nice.
I don't think I ever won Risk when I used to play back in the day. My cousin used to smash me. My dad used to smash me. So I have no idea.
Oh, I'd
Game
love
of
to
Thrones
play Risk
board
with
game, I
Cajun
played
Cannon.
a ton. We used to play it weekly, which is like a much better Risk because it's got less randomness, more strategy. And I think I won one, and I probably played about 30 to 40 games of that.
Like, do you
Won
think
Firefly one time. I remember that. That was awesome.
Do you just think like you're not smart?
Yeah,
Or-
kind of. I think I'm just not good at strategy.
It's hard not to win.
You think you're just not very bright, or
I know that I'm not good at lying either, because like any bluffing game, I get absolutely smashed in, like Sheriff of Nottingham.
no, you're not good at lying.
It's the only thing I can't look, but that's why I like chess. No BS, perfect information game, no randomness, and I'll whoop ass in chess. I'm on a chess heater right now, boys. Not to brag.
It's just kind of like memorized maneuvers, though, right? There's no gamesmanship or.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. You are talking about the most skillful board game of all time. One that has exponential geometric growth.
Arguably.
Where 4 moves in, there's more potential combinations than there are grains of sand on the earth or like molecules in our universe. So get the hell out of here.
That's not true.
That is true.
I'm more
That
of a
is true.
checkers man
That is
myself.
true. Look it
Not
up.
true at all.
You look it up.
More the grain of sand on
More
Earth.
molecules in the universe. Babe, look it up.
I will look it up.
Yeah. Do the research.
That is not accurate.
I've done the research.
Yeah, I bet. You just told me you haven't won a game of shoots and ladders in your whole life.
Hey. I was pretty good at shoots and ladders.
Do you even Boo-Ray? Do you consider that like a game? Are you even good in
I
that?
have not played Boo-Ray since
talking about that
junior
yesterday.
year of spring break in college, and we spent an entire week where we were in a house like you do or whatever, and I was in a wheelchair because I had a broken leg at the time, and so I didn't go to the beach that much. I went one day; it was awful. But whatever. We spent an entire week just sitting there, altering our minds and playing Boo-Ray and shooting each other with airsoft guns.
Altering our
It was very
minds.
fun.
You were such a youth, though.
What?
What do you mean?
I was a junior in college. I was 21. I was 21 years old. But the point is, a lot of fun playing Boo-Ray that week. Have not played since. Don't even think I'd actually remember how to play.
Yeah.
You could play, so a guy coming from out of state, you could play Boo-Ray once every 3 or 4 months and still have to get reminded of the rules.
Yeah. Well,
and every home and every city has their own.
Everybody's
like,
got their
different.
different.
Right?
Like we
Like
would.
house
I'm sure y'all
rules.
would play on the team playing, and everybody, like whoever was playing, you'd
play
have to
some
set.
different.
You had to
We play a
set
little
the
bit.
rules before like one hand was dealt. Like set the rules. What are the rules? Probably had to write them down so you didn't have because that per diem was what you played with typically.
So Boo-Ray's not my favorite like Trump game. Like we used to play like euchre.
Yeah.
Euchre was awesome.
I don't know euchre.
Euchre's kind of like the
Euchre's
northern
funny.
version of Boo-Ray.
Euchre, I've just always associated with old people, like bridge.
I mean, Boo-Ray,
I don't
too.
know how to play it. I just think of old people.
Yeah,
I know,
there
but
was
something about
there
euchre
was some,
sounds old. Maybe it's like a Bob Euchre
Bob
thing.
Euchre,
I don't know.
yes,
Yeah.
There were
yeah.
some big old paper checks being written from some NFL plane ride Boo-Ray games.
Really?
There
We
was
tried
some
to keep it to
big-
the per diem.
Not us. I wasn't. There was always that
Yeah.
one game though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was always scared
Same
to do
to
it.
dice,
And
too.
it was like there would always be 3 or 4 vets and 1 rookie playing. And the rookie would always have to write like a $15,000 check.
I know, like
after the play.
6th round
And
pick.
Come
Like,
on,
oh,
man.
y'all don't
Get out of
take
this
that
game,
man's
dude.
money.
Yeah.
And it was like made me, like we were playing for like $20
We would
per
so
diem, whatever.
we get like whatever $200 for per diem. Maybe because we're coming from the West Coast, maybe it was allowed more. I don't know, but we would always put it into a bag as well. This was a Denver thing, not a San Diego thing. So we'd put it into a bag. See, so like everybody, I mean, the plane that would play, if you have 40 players playing, putting in $200, you get a pretty big pot.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know, the flight attendant would shake it up and she'd pick it out, and we'd always play a joke on a rookie, like, or whoever signed with the team, like act like they'd pull their number and be like, number 53 is not the winner this week.
That's
but
played out.
you like, so Trendon Holiday and I, we sat by each other on the plane. We would team up.
A little 50-50 split.
50-50 split, right? And Trendon and I won 3 times in 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was a good
How
year.
much money is that per win, do you think?
I mean, dude, it was a couple
Few
thousand.
thousand?
It was a
Like
couple thousand.
5,000?
Well,
It was a couple
at the
thousand
time, you had
bucks.
53 plus injured people
Yeah.
if they came, and then
Yeah,
plus
yeah.
some practice squad guys.
Yeah.
So you'd have like 60, 65
Yeah.
guys.
Hell
But
yeah, dude.
we did that in, I think it was Seattle. I want to say Seattle. And there was one guy on the team, not going to mention names, who had a deal with the flight attendant. Said, I'm going to wrap he brought something like a rock or a quarter. I'm going to wrap it up inside, and you look for that quarter, and you pick it out. Cheated. Won 3 weeks in a row.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
might fight.
that-
We might
so-
fight. We might fight.
Also, like, how, man, that is really dumb because he could have gotten away with it.
Yeah, right.
Get
maybe
two
it was 3 in
I'm saying, but just
4
do
or
like
5
just
weeks.
do like
I don't
2
know.
wins. Do
Right.
2 wins in a season,
Yeah.
and recognize nobody will ever catch you.
Mhm.
Like he, oh
Yeah,
man,
and he gave the flight attendant $1,000.
yeah. But I mean, talk
about.
about hubris. Like he had it. He had it. He's an idiot. He cheated too hard. He's like Connor Stallions. Could have maybe just pumped the brakes just a little bit.
Look, not everyone's that or at all smart.
That's true. That's true.
Or at all.
To answer
No,
your
they're not.
question, Matt, it seems like chat, and Nyquil Stillwatt said it first, but others seem to be agreeing that Australia is the place to start.
Australia
Saying-
is 100% the correct answer.
Say 3 new armies at every turn and only 1 border to defend.
Yeah, it's only one way in, 1 way out.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of extra guys, but it's super easy to take over. Really
from
fast. From Australia. And then once you get up
And I
in,
guess you have pretty good access to both kind of
look,
North
once you get
America
up into Asia,
right?
oof, it's you can kind of go. You got a lot of decisions. You kind of look at how the board's playing. I kind of like to get up into Asia and then go hit the ice bridge over to North America. Oh yeah, you gotta wait till that ice bridge is up, then you can walk across.
Oh, right.
I figured that's why you had it.
Yeah. Oh, great game.
How far are Alaska and Russia from each other, actually? Do we know?
Not
Because, I mean, there
very.
used to be the land bridge, right, in ancient times, right? Like, were you talking
I
about?
don't
Like,
know if it was ancient or not, but may have been.
The
Let's
Bering
check that out.
Strait.
Where?
well, that's what the water,
let's check out.
that's what the
when
water
was that?
is
When,
called.
when's that
Say,
ice
well,
bridge
how
go up?
far away are the two from one another?
55 miles.
What? Bro, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
55 miles, yeah.
Tell me it's a drive to New Orleans to get from Alaska to Russia?
Yeah, 55 miles, yeah.
Damn, bro, somebody needs to build a bridge.
They're not real happy that we got it.
Well, I mean, look, that's the great part about America. We're not an empire. We just carved out this super strategic chunk of land that has a ton of oil that's technically part of Canada, but who really cares? It's ours now, and it's right into Russia where, like, we need to watch out for them. But chill out.
I gotta say, we used to have empire tendencies.
Relax. Look, Hawaii is basically contiguous. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's very well suited to being a launching point for anything Asia related on the other side of the world. Okay, just relax, guys. Relax. United States, baby. That's right.
Would it be considered an empire? Like it would be very easily. Let's just take over Canada. Then it'd all be connected. Then at that point, it's just one big giant mass.
Yeah.
Really an empire.
Yeah, let's just conquer Canada. I agree.
Yeah.
Let's really turn up the temperature.
Hey, speaking
it's already
of-
pretty hot on planet Earth right now. Just really crank it up by starting a war against
Be the
Canada.
friendliest battle. Speaking of conquering Canada, I'm starting this week by Mr. the one and only Peter Dykowski coming down.
Oh.
Staying at the house this
yeah.
week.
Okay.
Hanging out, bringing his kid. I've never met his kiddos before.
Y'all were old roommates, right?
Old
Back in the
roommates,
day?
Yeah, they were. They lived right above us. Yeah.
I heard Peter was a quirky roommate.
Great roommate.
You could just left it at, quirky.
Great roommate.
Yeah.
He's
Great
Canadian.
human. He's Canadian. Hey.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, hello.
A little quirky.
Oh, hey, guys.
Oh, hey.
Did you enjoy living with Peter more or shaving Ryan Miller's back more?
I've never shaved Ryan Miller's back. I don't even remember him having a hairy back.
Oh no, sorry. I think I got my stories confused. It was Miller.
Good question, though.
It was
great question.
It was Miller shaving one of our other
Solid
friends'
journalism.
backs. It was Miller shaving one of our other friends' backs.
Yeah, for sure.
Never mind. I apologize.
Peter, great roommate.
Yeah.
Oh.
Except, well, this wouldn't be roommate status. The time that I lived underneath y'all and he overflowed his toilet and it started to leak into my room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look,
that was not great.
You overflowed his toilet?
No, he overflowed his, and he lived right above me.
Was it him or Jordan Reaver?
It was him. It was him. And then it started to come into my room.
I mean, Canadians take big dumps.
I guess so.
That's like kind of something that I've always heard culturally is one of the main differences between us and them. Somebody saying the Bering Street is a bridge? Okay, maybe. Okay, cool. I don't know. I'm wrong.
It's ice bridge. When
So
does that
there's
ice
still
bridge
an
pop
ice
up?
bridge?
Does no. I don't know.
Can we just,
I'm pretty sure there is not, but
we
I'm
just
trying
get
to
it-
figure out if like it happens like once a year or if that is like not.
do y'all remember
it's
Arnold
just ancient.
Schwarzenegger when he played Mr. Freeze in Batman?
Yes.
Do you remember his little minions, his little henchmen? What if we had an army of them and just skated them across to Russia? Launch the attack on ice skates. Hell yeah, dude. All right, when we get back, let's maybe talk a little football.
Just drop some knowledge on these people.
Hearing some flestering. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
The ice bridge was in the Ice Age. Cool, cold, clear. Gordon McCurdy Injury Attorneys, 225-888-8888. I don't know if this is factual, but allegedly, Arnold Schwarzenegger loves Gordon McKernan. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. It is, look, so you need somebody who's going to fight for you. Who's not scared of the insurance company to get you what you deserve. When you get an accident, you want Gordon. Get Gordon. Get it done. 225-888-8888.
GetGordon.com is the website. You can have a chat right there on that website with an agent. You can also find past client results, cases they can handle for you. All that, again, GetGordon.com. @GetGordon is the handle on all major social media. So Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you still want to call it. You can find them there. But in Louisiana, no matter where you're at, it is that area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Life in Louisiana is a song. A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in
Sunday, we will bring you 3 different NFL games. We will start with the noon kickoff, the 49ers at Jaguars. Immediately following that, it's Lions and Chargers, and then our nightcap, the Jets and Raiders. To catch all 3 of those games, tune in right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Flustering going on. drinkmyhay.com. Also,
delicious.
For this opening salvo, we've been talking a lot of Vikings.
Yeah, we have.
A lot of axes. One other way to be prepared for a Viking raid is to be able to throw axes deadly, accurately, and efficiently. And that's why you need to go to Skull Axe Throwing. Now open right there off of Lee. It's, look, beer, food, axes. It's a combination as old as time. Whether it's date night, girls' night, boys' night, corporate events, gcaxe.com.
That's great marketing.
Code EARLYBIRD, 20% off, okay? Let's go throw some big, fat axes. Hell yeah, dude. Skull axe throwing.
Do you think that axe throwing was like a big medieval defense or offense? Because I feel like you're just giving your opponent more axes.
There's a great YouTube channel, Shadiversity, that deals with like kind of some of the, what is the truth of how these weapons were used.
Yeah.
And I want to say that there was a place for throwing axes, but yeah, I mean, that was kind of one of the problems.
So you just
if you throw it and you miss or like something, then you've lost
you
one
just
of your
take
weapons.
find like 20 random guys. It can be 20 of your buddies. And just give them a ball to throw. Most people are terrible at throwing.
Yeah, well, I mean, but
if you're not a very good thrower.
But these would have been warriors that maybe would have grown up doing it, practicing it, using it for hunting, other stuff like that.
Okay,
I do know that sometimes.
Take 20 people you grew up with that played Little League Baseball with you.
Yeah.
Half of them probably still terrible at throwing.
Yeah.
I think.
So you think like if you were an axe throwing army, like you had to have people that like you're not allowed to throw axes.
Yeah, like you just suck at it.
Yeah,
well, not everybody can be an archer, right? Like not everybody has the natural gift. Like if you can't shoot a bow well, you're not going to be an archer. Same type deal.
Yeah.
And I want to say I think that a lot of throwing weapons like that were like a throwing axe and even swords, and sometimes were great against retreating enemies. Obviously,
sure,
right? Because if you throw it, they're not going to turn around and grab your weapon. Like they out. They're gone.
They're gone.
So you want to try to catch them in the back, cut them down.
That's a good point.
Underrated missile weapon, the sling. You don't think about it a lot, but watch videos of people who are trained throw a sling with a little rock, and that thing's a bullet. Like, that thing is straight up a bullet. Like, there's a reason why Goliath died.
Yeah, it's basically the weapon of choice for the most famous battle ever.
Yeah. Even though I'm a man, I could probably take a sling to the head, you know? 'Cause I ain't no little punk like Goliath. They could bounce off my forehead and I'd say, what? Pah! I'd have killed David. But that's, you know, that's another tale for another day.
Do you think that's the most famous battle in the history?
Individual, like one-on-one?
Well, I mean, maybe anything.
It's the ones that, talked about the most, probably.
Yeah. I think that's the one that I would say that's the only battle that every human.
It's got to be the greatest historical. It's got to be the greatest historical example of 1v1 me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Something that in our online times has become very regular when somebody's like losing a team game, like in COD or something. 1v1 me, bro. Like,
it might be the only battle that every person knows about.
That's what David said to Goliath, and he said, "Bah, get out of here." All right. One battle that a lot of people around here know about: LSU, Alabama. Matt, I'll start with the hit real quick on Jaden Daniels. I talked to AJ McCarron about this yesterday. He was adamant that it's insane that it was not targeting and that, like, you have to protect quarterbacks better. What did you feel about the Dallas Turner hit?
I mean, you either protect them or you don't. I mean, do I think that hit was illegal? Yes, I do. I think it was like that vicious. I mean, I guess it was. I guess we're just kind of old heads. It's I know.
I
feel like I got hit like that a lot.
I can tell that you're worried about saying it because we are in agreement. A hit can be illegal and not dirty, right?
Right.
Like, to me, that is just a football play. If you have a kill shot on the quarterback, you take the kill shot. Yeah. And it can still be targeting. It can still be anything else. But, like, all targeting hits aren't dirty. Sometimes the offensive guy, like, lowers his head. And
we would have lost every game that LaRon Landry played in.
Yeah. exactly, right? Exactly.
Would have been 0-11.
So, again, like I said all week, my perspective is maybe skewed.
He killed Brody Croyle one time. I was like, is Brody dead?
He might have died a little bit. I mean, it was to the letter of the law and the frame versus frame comparisons from all the different hits, especially Devin White. I mean, that was
right.
That's what Herb Street said it really good on this one of the games that he was calling, I think last Thursday or something. He's like, I've seen a lot less called.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So. Yeah. And so, like, I understand if you want to be frustrated about them not reviewing it and everything. Again, though, I just wish that LSU had a player that would hit the other quarterback like that. Like, I would have loved for Harold Perkins to do that to Jalen Milroe.
Like, I was upset, like, at the time, of course, having a lot of adult bevies, upset at the time about the call, but I was a lot more upset at all the quarters play calling.
Emil says, T-Bob, so the kill shot on Burrow in the Fiesta Bowl was completely chill? Well, I mean, wasn't Burrow going for the tackle? How far away was Burrow from the tackle in the Fiesta Bowl, right? Like, he was potentially going to get the guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's football. And even then, you can say it's a flag, but, like, it's still football to me. Okay, boys.
That's
what
football.
do you?
I love it. Like, I think I'll be the first to say they protect the quarterback way too much at both levels.
And again, I don't even mind protecting the quarterback.
And
but
a lot of
like,
quarterbacks will even say that too. Like, when I was playing, there was a lot of very good quarterbacks that will probably go in the Hall of Fame that also thought a lot of the rules were BS. Probably would go to the Hall of Fame.
And also though, those that comes with the caveat. That comes with the caveat of I had to do this, so why don't you have to do this? Like, it's so easy nowadays.
Those old guys were like, this, everything's soft. Like, don't call it.
Samuel Ayers on the Burrow thing saying it was a blindside hit. Look, I think if you were going to coach that, the Fiesta Bowl hit nowadays to not be illegal, you would just say, bump him, just get in the way. But he was going for the tackle, dude. I say light his ass up, dude.
No, bro, that one was.
I mean, what you didn't love to crack back and smoke somebody that was trying to tackle you? What are we talking about here? I know you ain't gotten that soft.
No.
Like,
saying,
I know you
that
ain't gotten that, you little Gen Z Jake here. What are we talking about, dude?
No, that one was different than the one we're talking about.
Oh, man. It is different. No, it is different. Like, the Dallas Turner hit is way, that one you could argue is maybe dirty. All I'm saying is, though, at the same time, Burrow's going for the tackle. Light his ass up. All's fair in love and war.
Yeah, but remember, they actually got flagged for the taunting after that and not the hit.
He stood over his ass.
There's another guy that came up.
And look, and he learned. He learned real quick. You gonna learn today.
That woke him up.
Yeah, you went after, like, you literally birthed Joe Burrow with that moment right there.
Yeah.
And look, he led with the shoulder into the chest. Like, I'm sorry.
If you want to be super technical about it, his helmet's on the front of his shoulder pads,
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
back.
that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I actually think it's a.
That feels like a home run, by the way. If you're that defender, and when you hit somebody like that,
Oh, the sweet, you don't even feel it.
You know what it feels like when you
Yeah.
hit a home run on your hands? That's what that
It
feels
feels
like, by the way.
chunky, like you can chew it like a dot, like just so satisfying.
You watch almost, maybe not this day and age, but like 5 years ago, you watch almost any interception. There's 2 or 3 offensive linemen getting hit like that.
Bro, I remember
every offensive lineman.
When we threw a big one, my head was on a swivel.
God.
I watched a Samuel T-Bob, This is a Bad Hill to Die On. I mean, kill me then. Guys, I don't even like nobody's going to change my mind. Like, I don't care if I'm wrong now and you say I'm wrong. That's fine. My opinion is that this is football. I just went on an entire spiel Friday talking about violence and how this is the one time where you can be violent, be celebrated for it. Like, I can't be so inconsistent that I'm like, oh, you shouldn't hit the guy when you have the chance.
What's the argument? What do people
They just think that it was like a very dirty hit.
It wasn't
by Dallas Turner. That's what I'm saying. I agree. I don't think it's a good
dirty hit.
Dirty. That's what everybody say. That's and saying I'm crazy for. And then people are mad because I said I would want our player to, like, hit the other quarterback like that, break his jaw.
I think you broke it down well yesterday when you said people's beef should be with the referee, not with Dallas Turner.
Yeah. Like, there's nuance there.
What is?
Like,
People
there's
are mad at
nuance
Dallas
there.
Turner. It's like the people giving that kid from Colorado State like death threats after he hit.
Yeah, it's like, was it technically an illegal hit by the rule book? Yes. Was it like a dirty hit? No.
Again, illegal and dirty are two different things.
You want people to play within the rules, but you want them to play viciously, right? I mean, that's football.
Yes, thank you. That's kind of, I guess that's my overall point. Like, I need a little more of that viciousness out of this LSU defense.
Did I want to put on pads and say, I wish I could go block Dallas Turner on a power run? Yeah, absolutely. But
it's like,
you get revenge on the field.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
football.
Yeah.
It's like the first play of the second half.
I was mad about that, by the way. Like, I was mad that more people weren't talking to number 15 after.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably time to get a cheap shot on Dallas Turner somewhere. I mean, if I'm lining up a block side, I'm lining up a blind side. I mean, I don't want to talk too big game. Maybe I win it, right? But I would hope that somebody.
But you like when people do.
Well, but I mean, I got the record to show that I was a pretty dirty player. Okay, I've got a few personal fouls in my hat. But
no big deal.
Yeah, but
cost my team 15.
Yeah, I know. Miles used to get really pissed at me. But I don't know. Like, that is the time where after a play, if you get a chance and he's trailing, you immediately turn around and try to crack back on him.
Yeah.
But whatever.
And not. Yeah. I just think the game. I think the game has gone in a really good direction as far as player safety, but I think they tiptoe of going way too far.
And you know what? Like, I'm even okay with it. But I still, again, it's not like he dove for his knees.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway, that's not at all even close to the reason why we lost that game.
Right. Exactly. Hold on, but let's go to break, and then we get back. Let's get into the actual takes of what went wrong. What do you think about Nuss if he has to play this game? All that and more coming up.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating Ram Power Days with $15,000 off MSRP on new 23 1500 trucks, $15,000 off, and a 1 million mile warranty. Plus, we'll pay your trade-off regardless of what you owe. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Snyder's Golf Mechanics. It's a What If Wednesday. J.D. Bickel of On 3 Sports. And SEC Football Power Rankings. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 11:30 The Tiger.
So, Matt, I cut you off. Why did LSU lose that game?
How do we lose the game? Oh, because we couldn't stop them from scoring points.
That's, wow.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, I guess it's actually true. So let's enhance. Why couldn't you stop them from scoring points?
So Jacob just threw up the coverages.
Yes.
So, again, I always question on who's breaking these down. So let's see.
Yeah, but
I'm not sure if these percentages add up.
But I'll also say,
to
like,
100.
Well, no, I left like red zone out. I left.
So we got 15.7% quarters, 41.4% three, which I think there's some blurred lines because the way we played three, there's a lot of quarters principles to it. It's not like old school, like straight up three.
Does it matter, though, for this conversation when all we're
same,
talking about
like we
is
talked about.
super prioritizing soft zone coverage? Like, I don't even
Right.
think you have
these
to
are
get
all
into,
very soft zone
That's what I'm
coverage.
saying. I don't think you have to get into like the hyper specifics here.
And so what the frustrating part was watching is it seemed like when we were running man principles, we would get a play.
Yeah.
Like we would stop them. Like the corner, like Milrow's not built to consistently dice up man-to-man coverage.
No.
Now the problem is he would do his scramble situation. We couldn't get any pressure on him. Our front four just,
But we knew that. But that's the thing. Like, you haven't got pressure on anybody coming in. You knew you didn't have a pass rush.
Yeah. So the problem was we played man and we weren't spying. And of course, when you're playing man, and you're covering a receiver or tight end, your back is to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So it allows a big play. So it seemed like that was why we didn't want to play man, because we were scared of him running.
Yes.
There's ways to stop him running in man, but then we'd go back to the zone, and it just
You
it was
can
very
run. You
frustrating.
can run a spy in any coverage that you want to. The spy doesn't have to be a certain player.
Yeah.
A spy can be multiple players, and you can get to it multiple ways. That's the thing that I've been trying.
We did it a little bit.
The first
I thought
third down.
Harold Perkins got beat a couple times when he was the spy.
The first third down, they looped Harold Perkins and had him park in the middle. Now, they ended up getting it. He completed a pass. But, like, you didn't see it the next 13 third downs, not a single spy.
Yeah,
Next
it was
13
a
third
very
downs.
I couldn't put my finger on like what we were trying to do.
They were trying. They were.
But you played man.
The only way I can logic it out, because last year you spied Perkins constantly, but you trusted Bernard Converse, Mekhi Gardner, Joe Fouché. So the only way I've been able to logic it out is they just thought too much and they got terrified of trying to guard them, knowing Alabama's explosive, and they were like, okay, we have to like help our secondary in every way we can. But the problem is you kind of lost sight of the fact that the most natural thing for Jalen Milroe to do is to just run.
I just don't think that they are. We made them explosive. I don't know if they're that explosive of an offense normally. We made them explosive.
Well, statistically, he's been not efficient. Well, is efficient the right word? He hasn't been uber like, and it's not like a super high completion percent, but when he does complete it, he was completing like it was like 16 yards of completion. So like it was very feast or famine, and it all kind of went back to Jermaine Burton, but like so they were kind of explosive through the air. But again, I think it's crazy that you seem to employ a strategy that would have been much better against an immobile, great pocket passer than it was against Jalen Milroe.
I mean, it's the same strategy we've had, and it hasn't been effective versus immobile or mobile. So,
fair.
Fair. I mean, hats off to Miller. I mean, played his ass off, played awesome, right?
For what the defense was giving him? Yeah.
Like, if that's the difference between a good and a bad and a great team, it's the difference between teams. Like, if they make a mistake, let them pay for it.
Well, you know what the most
was
frustrating.
not spying him.
Well, but even beyond that, you know what the most
there's
frustrating
a lot
part
more that goes into it.
Yeah.
Like why the mistake? But we didn't have an identity on defense, and it looked like we were just kind of, I don't know, calling it a little bit scared.
Oh yeah, a little bit scared, bro. These people are like the zone coverage. It's 3rd and 10, and you have linebackers all to a man at 15 yards depth. There's multiple receivers open underneath, and Jalen Milroe has 80 yards of field to run. And here's the worst part about it to me, guys, is you're not good at zone coverage. Like, it's not like you're good at it. Like, if you were a team that excelled at it, it made sense. Like, is it like you're scared of being bad at man, but if you're also bad at zone, are you actually accomplishing anything? Conceptually, it's not like when we used to talk about how you're scared of the offensive line being bad, so you hold 7 guys in protection, but you actually make things worse.
Right.
Because you cut down on options and everything else.
Matt loves that.
What? Yeah.
Adding guys into the protection.
But so, no, I mean, I don't know, man. It's an
to
inexplicable
me, going into the
plan.
game, we talked about it. We know they're going to score, but we know we're going to score. I think, I said 2 punts a half, and we win the game. So 4 stops. And I think we got 2 stops.
How about this?
I think they were 11 to 14.
How about this? They were 11 to 14, but like one of those. But here's the deal: you were up 28-21 with 9 minutes left in the third.
Mm-hmm.
You did not record. You did not even force another third down till 9 minutes left in the fourth, and the score is 42-28. And bookending that stretch of not even forcing a third down, you gave up 7 consecutive third down conversions. So you basically have the entire middle of the game where you did not stop them at all.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. I just, again, like we said the other day, you're game planning Milroe. Do you want to die by his legs or by his arms? And they chose, like, or what are you more afraid of?
And it was frustrating because you saw it work.
Yeah.
You played man, and they didn't complete the pass.
Yeah. Like, make him.
Then
make
you'd
the
play
throw.
man, and he'd beat you with his legs some. But you knew he was going to score. You knew you can't stop him every play. You're not going to shut him out. You either die a slow death or die a fast death.
Yeah, I think, and even then, like if they want to score in a big play, okay, give Jaden Daniels the ball more, like whatever.
I mean,
like,
you're going to give up a play.
Yeah,
you're going to give up a 30, 40-yard run to Milroe.
Did you feel like for the first time though all season, like the offense felt like they had to be perfect? And they've had.
I felt like how it felt against Florida State and
Ole Miss. They did have to be. Mizzou, they did have to be, but like I felt a difference, almost like the offense felt like it. Because in those games, they had to be, but I didn't think they felt like it. They just went out there and they did it. This one, to me, I don't know if you, I mean, it sounds like I disagree.
This just felt exactly like Florida State
This one, to me, felt like they went out there every single offensive series. They're like, we got to score.
Well, but remember how there was, I can't even remember it now, but there was a pretty relatively benign drop against Florida State that we ended up pointing out this is the difference. And in this game, there was a 2nd and 17 drop that would have set up 3rd and 5. We're like, this is the difference. That should never be the difference.
Oh, a penalty. You're like, oh man, one penalty, a holding penalty.
Yeah.
That's good game, boys.
We'll see you later.
One holding
First and
penalty.
20. Well, we're done.
Yeah.
In the first quarter too.
Not that they can't convert, but it's just like if they punt, you're like, oh my god, man, punt.
Yeah, the first stop we had. When did we get stopped first?
They didn't punt until later in the game. Now they got stopped on a 4th and 1.
Okay.
Yeah,
so we
after the first stop, I was like, oh.
We flipped the possession, which was awesome. Took a lead 7-0. They tied it 7-7. Then they flipped the possession and made it 14-7.
Yeah.
But then you kept pace, and then you flipped it again. Whatever. We're done.
Yeah. 4th and 1 call?
Could have been.
4th and 1 call. I thought it was a middle finger to Saban because it was the same play we scored on the 2-point conversion.
Same concept.
That was the same thing.
Yeah. On a play, Taylor, right? But I mean,
right on a play like that, you had a low snap. That play's done.
It was low snaps. It was low snaps all night.
Yeah, it was. A rough night for
he had a bad.
rough night for CT.
How it's such a bad position for the quarterback. Even as the game got on, when he did his little clap thing, which I hate, but when he did his little clap snap count, you could see him bending his knees more and more throughout the game, expecting the low snap.
That's terrible.
He's just gonna get Jalen Hurts and just
You never want because your eyes have to go down and then back up.
Yeah.
You can't keep your eyes up.
Yeah.
And it's just a.
But
and then so that play call, is the most hated and loved play call in the history, and it's usually hated and loved by the same person.
It's like a goal line fade.
It was a great defensive play.
If it works and they get the pick and it works, they're like, oh, what a great play call. You're short in the field, getting the quarterback on the run. First of all, on a sprint out, the quarterback's never going to run.
Yeah.
So don't play the game like I'm trying to get him out in space and hits a run pass option.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
On a sprint out like that, the quarterback never runs unless he has to stop and try to reverse field or whatever.
All right, when we get back, let's close that hour 2 vote to be.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com. Go there today. Get your next Toyota. Maybe it's a minivan, Camry, Tundra, Tacoma. Toyota-thon's going on right now. Holiday season going on right now. Get your kid, your wife, your whoever. Toyota with a big red bow, right? Just like the commercials. They wake up on Christmas, you give them keys. That'd be cool, huh? All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com.
Yeah, go to that website today. Remember, buying new, obviously, you can build your new Toyota. You can add, take away whatever you want. If you're leasing, T-Bob and I are both taking full advantage of that. Also, take advantage of those rentals we tell you about every single day. Everything is available per day rental prices. So if you need something bigger, if you need something better on gas, right, whatever the situation might be, go ahead, go to the website today and reserve that Toyota for maybe a Thanksgiving trip. Maybe you're still going on the road to catch a ball game, Christmas, whatever. Go ahead, go to the website, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. Reserve it today.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade, time to slip away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Brian Kelly will update Jaden Daniels' status. Russ Mitchell previewing the weekend ahead in the SEC. And Tatum Everett joins us to talk Vikings. Hopefully you'll join us 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
We're back. OTB. All right, let's talk about Garrett Nussmeier real quick here, Matt.
Yep, he's going to throw over 450.
In case, and look, we don't know if Jaden Daniels is going to play or not, and we probably won't know all week. Like, even with the injury report, I'm sure it's going to be like game time decision or day-to-day, whatever. But if Nuss has to play this week, and we laid out earlier, you're probably going to have to score points.
Anybody fear Jaden sitting out the rest of the year?
No, not knowing him. He's a dog.
I'm just asking a question.
I would be shocked.
I'm asking a question. I hadn't even thought about it until this moment.
Not a rhetorical question.
I'm just asking the question.
Rhetorical question.
But we've seen people sit out.
Also, like, he still could help his draft stock by having good games against A&M and good games, so whatever.
He's putting himself into
bowl game. Yeah. Who knows? All bets are off.
True.
But
golly, just a question, guys.
If Nuss
you
has
have
to play,
say not a rhetorical question.
If Nuss has to play, what's the key to kind of coming in midstream like this and having success?
I don't know if there's like an actual key.
Okay.
You just play. He needs to go out and be him. He's shown and proved that he can be really good.
Yeah.
He's got to he's got to eliminate any potential of the bad play.
Oh, that's it.
Right?
Okay, hell yeah. You just don't make the bad play.
It seemed really obvious.
It's like scoring more. If you can not make and score more, you should probably win.
It seems like an obvious comment, but like, look at the knock on Josh Allen right now.
Yeah.
Buffalo. Like, immense talent, incredible, should be like the best quarterback in the league, except he
a little too
has
chaotic.
He has the one, and I say a bad play. Everyone has a bad play. He has the dumb play, like dumb interception.
So what were you doing?
Like eliminate. If Nussmeier just goes out, eliminates the dumb play. Play within yourself. He'll have a good game.
What does he do the best, in your opinion?
He's got a really confident like swagger to him when he goes out and plays. That's kind of uncoachable.
Yeah.
Kind of has like the
intangible.
gunslinger mentality.
Yes.
That's why I brought up like the the dumb play because that kind of comes with a gunslinger mentality. But he spins the ball
But
and
that
he's
is
confident.
that is the threading of the needle that is so tough, where it cuts both ways. His greatest asset is that gunslinger mentality. Exactly. That's what leads to everything you just said. And so it's like, how do you dull that knife just enough? Just put the blinders on the racehorse just a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we won't see. Maybe Jaden plays, and then I think LSU wins. So
it's kind of like the movie Frozen when Elsa finally figures out how to control her powers.
True. Very true.
She becomes a god, basically.
She does. She's a fifth element. The hidden fifth element,
So,
elemental lore.
If he can just learn to control his powers.
Which, honestly, Elsa figured out was through love, right?
Sure.
She was out of control because she was living a life based out of fear. And so Nuss needs to be unafraid, and he needs to lean into the love that he has for his teammates, for his school, and for MyHigh. DrinkMyHigh.com.
Just let it go.
Just let it go. Let it just, hey, every time he throws, just let it go, baby.
Drink My High.
They can be frozen in a popsicle, or it can just be added to a drink.
That's right.
Nussmeier,
I'll tell you what, we're going to win the hydration battle this weekend, boys.
A frozen rope to the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Malik Nabers.
Brought to you by DrinkMyHigh.com.
DrinkMyHigh.com. Hydrate, guys. Love you. See you next
Off
time.
the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Aggitemp Baton Rouge, AggiTempBR.com, AggiTempBR.com. For all your AC, heating, and electrical needs, you want to go to Aggitemp, where you get service to the highest degree, but it ain't just lip service, boys. That's real talk. Like, for real. Like, go check it out. Go look at the online reviews. You're going to be blown away. And I don't care if it's like what the job is, big or small, they can handle it, okay? Aggitemp Baton Rouge.
Go to the website right now. If you can't get to the phone, maybe you're already at work, but you know that you need to schedule that appointment, you can do it at AggiTempBR.com. Click on the box, and they're probably going to get out to you today. And they're going to tell you exactly who's coming into your home, like with a profile, right? Things that they do in their life. They want you to know this person and trust this person, and you know you can trust this person because they're coming from Aggitemp. And check out the online reviews. Again, schedule that appointment today, AggiTempBR.com.
His name was King. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done, or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Wednesday, November 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 85. Coming up on OTBOT, Nick Underhill of New Orleans.Football joins the show up next. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Okay, hold on. What are we doing, dude? Are we really having a JD debate in the chat? Like, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Celebrate both guys. Okay? Jesus. Welcome back to OTB. We missed him yesterday. Glad to have him back today. And that is the man from New Orleans.Football, Nick Underhill, the voice of your New Orleans Saints. And Nick, the winds of fortune are fickle. And they blow one direction, then they blow the next. And I got to say, I'm feeling pretty damn good this week. I see a 5-4 record. The rest of the NFC South fallen. Josh Dobbs on the menu. I mean, is it not fascinating what difference 7 days can make in this league?
I kind of feel the same way I did 7 days before the game.
No. You're trying to be objective, Nick. You have to give yourself over to the winds of fate, to the roller coaster. Like, nobody's on a roller coaster, and when they're on the drop, they're like, oh, this is, I'm going to say, no. Like, you have to feel every single moment. And so today, we're dropping and having fun, because that's the fun part of the ride. You get, so in this analogy, it's actually inverse. Like, the drop is winning. But whatever. Anyway, you get it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm with you. Like, I'm glad they're. It's more fun when they're in first place. It's better to do the job when they're in first place. You can actually be creative and write stories when everybody isn't ready to burn everything down. So you can explore some things, you can analyze. Like, it's a much better atmosphere. But like, being real, like, I don't feel significantly different about where the Saints exist right now as opposed to where they were before this game, because I'm looking at them like, okay, what do they need to do to get into January and win a playoff game? Like, I think the defense. Yeah. If it's starting fast, if it's being consistent, and I think they will at some point. I have faith in the defense at all times. DA is going to figure that out. Great defensive coach. Like, I feel like they can get in the playoffs and dismantle an opponent. I don't know that I feel like the offense is going to be able to step up and do its thing and be able to complement that yet. And I think this game was almost a step away from it. You had 5 turnovers. You had 1 penalty for 5 yards. If I told you they were going to do that against the Bears going into the game, you would have guessed that they won by 20-some points. They white-knuckled their way to victory, and they had to get a pick at the end of the game to seal it. So I see you gesturing. I'm gonna stop talking here. I'm gonna let you jump in.
That's fair. That is fair. But we can't lose sight. You still forced 5 turnovers and had 1 penalty. So, like, in a vacuum, that is good. You can be upset with the final score, but, like, that's still winning football.
And they still had 13 running back runs, take away the 13-yarder by Alvin Kamara, and they averaged 1.58 yards on the other 12. And that's a huge, massive problem. And at some point, look, one of the things I thought, and I think they're starting to do this better every single week, is that they're moving the ball over the middle of the field now. And there was a lot more of that this week. It was their second most productive game of year in terms of receptions, most productive in terms of yardage in that 20 yards or less over the middle range. I think that's huge for them. I think that's something that's going to carry him forward a little bit. Derek Carr was 100% on in-breaking routes this week. That's been a huge issue for them. The timing on those have been off. So there is progress. There's things to hold on to. But if you're averaging 1.58 yards per carry on most of your runs, at some point a team's going to clog the middle of the field. And now you got to win on the outside, and they're going to dare them to do that. And I think that's going to be the next step of this offense if they don't figure out how to run the ball. So I think the major issue in week one was the offensive line. Everyone's going to say, well, they're blocking better in the pass protection. There's less pressure. That's true. But there is a whole nother aspect to this that they have not figured out. And you got to get that going so the offense can be what it needs to be. So I think there's signs of hope, but there's still signs of ineptitude. And at some point,
that's fair.
I don't know. Maybe this is just who they are. Maybe it's going to be inconsistent all year, but I'm kind of holding them to that standard of January. So it's not being negative. Like, I respect the talent on the team, and I think they should be better than they are. And we're going to hold them to that standard.
Well, look, when they start clogging the middle, just run Kalen Saunders in the flat. I mean, he got double teamed last game. Just run him in the flat and let him take that defense out of there. I actually love that package. It's been fantastic.
But honestly, like we were talking earlier, Nick, I think Mario said like a Taysom Hill game, and it was. That phrase, I want that to go away because Taysom Hill is now such a part of this offense, and for the first time, you feel like they have a real good feel of who he is and what he can do. Mm-hmm. And when you talk about the rushing woes, certainly, but Taysom Hill still had 11 for 52, 4.7. Yep. You get that extra blocker in there when he's playing quarterback, and the Saints need all the extra blockers that they possibly can get. Jamal Williams blocked his ass off as well anytime Taysom had the ball and he was in the backfield. True. So that is somebody that understands the assignment as well. You got to be smart with it. You can't fall into tendencies. And you wonder, will somebody figure this out and stop it? Well, they haven't yet. It's got to be a focal point of what you try to do in certain situations on the field.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's been multiple years, and who cares if you got to tell if they can't stop it? Like, whatever. Yeah. Like, just do it and do it. Keep doing it more. Like, I do think that they've started to figure out, and that's a huge part of it, like kind of knowing how to use Taysom. I do think that they've kind of started to figure out, especially the last like 3 or 4 games, it's kind of like their identity and what they want to be. And there is a little bit more creativity. I think some of the play calling is a little bit better. One of the things I thought was super underrated in this game was Pete Carmichael kind of figuring out and having the feel for like, okay, we need to go tempo here. And they did it, and they went down and they got points. That was just kind of a good feel and a good understanding of what your team is, what it needed, and how to get it going. That's something that I think they should try to do a couple times every half. Like, it's not a full game thing, but like have it in there. Have it be like kind of like a regular go-to wrinkle and get your offense going. But the Taysom stuff, like they've been getting to it earlier and good, because like it's taken way too long to kind of just be like, okay, this guy's a really good football player. Let's use him early in games and consistently and have him on the field throughout. And that's the one thing they do have going. So lean into it more. Let it be a primary part of the identity. I agree with you 100%. Is this going to be a Taysom game? Shouldn't be a question. No one's asking is this going to be, is Alvin Kamara going to get touches? Yeah, he's going to get touches. Taysom should always get touches. It shouldn't be like, does it fit? How does it go in? Force it to fit. Make it fit. Find out that it doesn't fit and go away from it, but go into the game knowing you're going to do this every single week.
Love that. Yep.
Agreed. I mean, it's not that hard, Nick. The Saints are 18-1 when you run Taysom 7 times. So the first 7 plays, just run him and then kick it into cruise control and just chill.
There you go.
You're going to win. I mean, it's very simple, guys.
Hey, he's also become like a real option as far as a receiver. Also, like when you look at his run blocking grade from this game, I mean, he had the same grade as Juwan Johnson had. I mean, like, so he's doing things that help you break out of tendencies as well.
Yeah, he's balling, man. He needs to be a primary piece of the offense, and it's just it is so insane. We were screaming about this last year.
Yeah, we were.
And now they are. Like, it's just like, sometimes it doesn't always got to be that hard. Like, just use your good players. But yeah, he's Mr. Do everything. He is catching the ball better. And the one I would never sneak. Give the ball to Taysom behind the line. Like, just do a handoff there on 4th and 1. Let Taysom run up the gut. Let him get ahead of steam and go up like that. Yeah. You should just use him as the weapon that he is and trust it and lean into it. And Taysom Hill is the identity of the offense. Like,
am I crazy? Did they do this where like Derek Carr walked out to the edge like he was making a call to the receiver, and then Taysom runs under center and snaps it? Did they do that? Am I making that up?
I don't know that I've seen that.
Okay, they should do that.
They ran a sneak with Derek Carr when Taysom was a couple of feet away from him. They never need to do that again.
They tried to hurry it up. Yeah. I felt like there was probably a false start on there somewhere. It was pretty gross looking. Nick, what about this? We have to – I mean, I can't believe we've gotten this far into it, not discussed him. but Paulson Adebo, I mean, the kid's on fire right now. And if I remember correctly, he set out COVID, right? And he was kind of viewed as maybe a first-round talent before that. He ends up going in the third round. You're now getting massive production out of this cat.
Yeah, he finally looks like kind of what everybody thought he was going to look like. And last year, that was the guy all through training camp we were hyping. Everybody said he was like the camp MVP. The players said it, people in the building, me, everybody watching like thought he was in, like on the midst of a breakout season. And then he has these injuries and he kind of gets slowed down and it's never fully there. I think we're kind of seeing the fully formed version of him right now, and the physicality's been great. He's had 6 penalties this year. I mean, that's always going to be kind of a part of his game, but it's not outrageous. And when you're making plays, it's a little bit easier to live with a few penalties. So I think he's covering great. I think this 2-game stretch is probably as good as anybody's had at cornerback for the Saints the last several years. But the bigger testament to this, I think what we're seeing in the secondary as a whole, they lead the league in picks. They made the right decision, get rid of Chris Richard and bringing in Joe Woods and Marcus Robertson. Like that was a very risky move, I thought, for the coaching staff. It would have been safer to stay status quo. You had a good defense. You're making plays. You aren't rocking the boat. When you make a move like that, it kind of puts pressure on you as a coach, and it kind of has to work out. And if it doesn't, those are the kind of things that can cost you your job ultimately. That was a great feel for what they needed, and I think the secondary is the strength of the team, and it's allowing you to get by with like having no pass rush kind of whatsoever. So that secondary is the strength of the team, and Debo's a huge part of it. And I like the way he's playing. I mean, you see the anticipation, the ball skills, like everything's kind of starting to come together for him. And I think we're seeing kind of what he was supposed to be. Like you said, before that COVID season, he sat out, and then the rookie year was a little, he didn't get the vaccine. So he's like a little bit separated. Like it was just kind of slow going, but like you see it now, what he can actually be.
I want to brag on Carl Granderson here as well, because outside of Adebo, I thought he might have been the best player on the defense for the Saints on Sunday, and I just love watching him play football. I just love that every single play looks like the biggest play of his life, and Cam Jordan's just been waiting for one of those guys, those first-round picks, to pop, and they didn't pop.
Well, that's how Cam plays as well, right? Like, I think that's fair to say with Jordan. Like,
no,
without
question. But that's what I'm saying.
No,
like,
that's what I'm saying as well.
He wanted somebody to match his intensity of what he was doing, and you had Davenport. No. Peyton Turner, absolutely not. Even like Isaiah Foskey in the second round this year, like he still has time. We'll see what it is, but he's been waiting for a Carl Granderson to be on that other side. And now you've got these two alphas that are out there playing every play like it potentially could be their last snap. And, man, I just wanted to brag on him because I watched the Saints game with my oldest son, and I said, hey, watch number 96. That's how you play football every single time.
He just kind of like engulfs people, like the energy and the intensity and all that stuff. Like you're right. It's just it's something that you see every single play. He's going so hard every single snap, and definitely is coming to his own. I think they would be in massive trouble if they didn't have Granderson right now. Honestly, I mean, because nobody else is really getting anything done. He's the one guy that you can count on week in and week out. Nathan Shepard's got 2 sacks. Like that hasn't kind of really been what you want it to be. Colin Saunders is like a fun story, but there was talk this offseason that he was going to maybe be a little bit more penetrating on the interior. I don't know that we've really seen that. Cam really hasn't gotten his production going. They haven't found that blitz player, the pressure player they have every single year. Like, it was DeMario for a while. Then it's Caden Ellis. Like, who is it? Like, I thought it was maybe going to be Pete Werner. He got a sack week 1. Yeah. He hasn't been a part of it. DeMario kind of really hasn't been a huge part of it. I thought Alontae Taylor might have some to do with it. I thought maybe they try to get like Tyron or another safety involved somehow. That hasn't really worked out. So, like, it is Granderson. And the smartest thing I think this team did was signing him to that contract at the beginning of the season. They got him for, what was it, $13 million a season? Yeah. You see Montez Sweat. They decided to give up a top 40 pick to get him and a top 5 defensive end contract. And he has the same numbers as Granderson right now. So, like, that was they were, like, really, really ahead of that. And it was smart. If they would have waited, it would have cost them way more money.
Yep.
He's going to end up being a bargain for him. And he is one of the guys. Like, I think you've just seen the progression year after year after year. And I think he's kind of legitimately a building block of this defense now going forward into that second wave. The problem is you got one guy now. Like, who are the other ones? And you just named them, all the disappointments. Like, there's no Davenport, there's no Peyton Turner. Foskey still has time, but it started off kind of slow. Like, they should be in a position where they're ready to make this transition post Cam. And like, Cam's kind of, he's getting a little bit older. You don't really have anybody else in that pipeline. That's maybe the biggest issue facing this team next offseason. Like, they have to find another pass rusher.
I remain in love with Demario Davis, another guy who sets the tone, a la Granderson and Cam Jordan. Nick, I have to ask you this. Are the Saints looking at other kickers at all?
Not yet. They should be.
Where is that hesitance to even, like, are they worried about, like, upsetting him psychologically? Like, where is because it feels like if you had a vet who had performed on the same level, you'd be working out other guys. You'd be bringing other guys to challenge him. Why is there this sort of overcommitment to a position that normally coaches do not commit to?
I don't get it. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, I would at least look. I would have had the guys in here working out to look at them. And maybe you don't make a change, but you send the message, hey, you got to be better. And if you have a kicker who can't handle that, like, psychologically, and I'm not saying Groupie's that guy, but if, like, that's part of your concern, well, I don't want to rattle him. Well, you're going to be rattled when you go out there and you need to hit a 47-yarder to win the game. So if you can't handle some guys coming in and that kind of pressure, so I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. Like, I would at least get them here, look at them, find out, see if there's somebody that gives me a feeling, something, because, that's two now. Like, that's multiple kicks and pressure situations. Like, it's great you hit the ones when there's no pressure on, but you got to hit the pressure ones. And he hasn't done that consistently. So I would at least be exploring my options. It's baffling to me that this is kind of like, I don't get it. Look, I thought when I looked at that one, and I'm not a special teams guru by any means, and we'll hear from Rizzy tomorrow, the special teams coordinator. I thought the hold was like a little bit crooked on it, but like, I don't know if I'm looking for things that aren't there, but regardless, then like your whole operation on special teams this year has been really underwhelming to me. And I don't get why this is like the area where they want to stand pat with it. Like, it's such an easy way to just kind of send a message to the rest of the team too, at a position where, I'm not diminishing their contributions, but it's at a position where there's probably another guy that's at least comparable. And you say, hey, we aren't going to tolerate this, and you bring them in, or you make a move. I don't get it. It's stunning to me that it's kind of went this far without like any pressure on that position.
I'm glad you mentioned the hold there, because it reminded me of a story for me. Because like a veteran kicker, like, he knows exactly what it's supposed to look like. He doesn't allow it to affect him. So like in San Diego, me and Weddle were the backup holders, and so we had to practice it after every single practice. And we had Nate Kading, who was a veteran kicker. I mean, he was a Pro Bowl guy. And I remember being out there one of the first times, and I'm holding, whatever. And then I hold, and it was a bad hold. And he, in his approach, he said, nope, but still made the field goal. Like, he knew, like, on his approach, he could see it, and he adjusted it. Yeah, he adjusted it in his approach and where he's supposed to hit the ball. And I just remember him saying, nope. And it was still like a 40-yard field goal. So, like, that sounds crazy what Nick's saying, but he's exactly right. Like, even if it's a bad hold, it's on the holder without question. But, like, a veteran kicker doesn't panic. He just adjusts, and he just goes through the ball.
Well, yeah, and like, kickers just have to understand they're never going to get the luxury of, like, that was actually on the holder. Like, it's, like, unless it's, like, egregious, it's just not going to happen. Nick, real quick here, Vikings game Sunday, how we feeling?
They should win this game. I mean, man, look at the list of the quarterbacks they're playing the rest of the season.
Yeah,
it's insane.
so
like, it
good,
is an insane list of guys. Yeah, I mean, they should be able to take advantage. So if the offense just keeps showing a little bit of confidence, see the defense starts fast, they should be able to win the game for sure.
The Battle of Lindisfarne back once again this Sunday. Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football is the website. It's an incredible site. Mike Triplett, Brooke Kirktroffer, the entire production team, everybody over there at NOF does a great job. You can catch me there on Thursdays talking LSU. Nick, thank you so much, man. You have an excellent day.
Yeah, take it easy, guys.
Appreciate it, brother.
Go and subscribe. NewOrleans.football, NewOrleans.football. Great. So some truth from Nick there. Yeah, given he has to approach the Saints as an actual journalist, right? Where I just kind of approach him as a fan. And so that's why I think I'm more willing to give myself over to the ups and downs and be more purely results-based, where he's being a little more contextual.
We do have an interesting room here on this show, though, because Taylor being a Cowboys fan, Mario working with the Saints, but also being a fan. You're a fan of him as well, and I grew up a fan. But, like, we have a pretty good perspective of what's going on, I feel like, in the room.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And, look, I understand. Like, I definitely understand the sober analysis of the Saints are still not that good. But I also understand 5-4 leading the South is tight.
But I also don't think it's
you should be staring at those
quarterbacks.
Bad. You should be staring. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You should be, because you have a great defense, like objectively a great defense.
Yeah.
You should be staring at that list of quarterbacks, especially when you combine your defense, with your eyes as wide as Jalen Milroe on 3rd and 10, looking at that LSU defense. Same situation. It's me at the Chinese buffet. It is time to feast, boys.
I mean, Saints right now in total defense, you're I think 7th.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to look it up right now. I think you're 7th. And so that is special.
They got to be up there in turnovers.
I mean, that's a special defense. And so when you have that, you're going to have the opportunity. When we're talking about yards per game, by the way. So, but you're going to have every opportunity. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4,
What about
5,
points
6,
per game? I mean, they
6.
haven't given up a ton of points.
6.
Okay, yeah.
They're right there under Dallas. I think Dallas comes in at 5th. Maybe they're 7th. But you have a top 7 defense in this NFL by yards per game and by points per game. So you're going to have the opportunity. And also when you have the offensive weapons that they do have, AK, Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Taysom Hill, Jamal Williams, I mean, Rashid Shaheed. We can go on and on. We don't even have to get to the quarterback, right? They have the weapons to be better on offense.
Yes.
And we're starting to see. Now, is the climb, fast forward, foot on the pedal? No, but it's climbing.
It's better than Brian Ferentz.
And it's
a little
going
better than the Brian
well,
Ferentz
it's way
climb.
better
It's
than
like,
that. I mean, cheese and Pete, that guy, woof. But it's going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Now, what can the end result be? We don't know that. But they're starting to figure out who does what well and who doesn't do things well. Like Derek Carr, red zone. It's not your best trait.
Yeah,
okay.
so get him out.
So now
Take
you're
him
out. Taysom Hill, you're coming in.
Yeah.
You've got a package. And so they're not being stubborn about it anymore. They're finding ways to be a better football team. It's helping them win games. It's not always pretty. But look, live life by too gritty to be pretty, okay? And it's going to serve you right. They'll be okay. They're going in the right direction. Their schedule says that they should win a bulk of these games they have coming up, right? Outside of the Lions, you feel really good about where the Saints are in their schedule, okay? So at least right now, it's going in the direction that you want it to go, knowing the defense is going to keep you in every game in striking distance.
Dude, what if the Saints beat the Cowboys in the playoffs?
It's very feasible.
Whoa. If that happens, we are having a watch party with Taylor and the Cajun Cannon in the same room.
Oh, my God. I'm going to tar and feather you. Unfortunately, we couldn't
Hey, the Saints got to make the playoffs, though.
He'll be doing post-game.
Okay, we'll go to him.
Yeah, maybe so.
We will go to him to make it easy for him, even if it's
Shut
in
up,
Dallas.
Taylor. You're talking about a fellow division winner. How about you? You're actually, what am I talking about? You're a wild card team. Get the hell out of here.
True.
Division winners only in this conversation.
They got to win the division.
Okay? It's an S to E conversation. You can see your way out of it. Get it? Saints, Eagles, Cowboys. Bam! Let's go to break.
Wait.
OTB.
Hey,
yeah.
real quick. I love ripping on Taylor as much as anybody,
Yeah,
but I
'cause
wanted
he's stupid.
I wanted to give a shout out to Tom Dempsey. 53 years ago, he broke the then NFL record, made a 63-yard field goal, and growing up for a long time for me, this
all
was
we
like,
had.
yes, this was. I used to go get the
True.
Guinness. I used to go get the Guinness Book of World Records just to go look at this because this was the coolest moment
It's
for the
the
Saints.
Key and Peele meme. We all we got.
Talented
all we
family.
got.
Well, talented family because his brother, Patrick Dempsey, really good actor.
All right, you need to stop that. But Loverboy is a great movie. They used to have like books of every NFL team in like your public library. And I would go get the Saints one, and it was the thinnest one in the group, always. And that was the only thing that I really talked about.
Yeah.
Was Dempsey making it.
It's pretty awesome. The club foot and all. You know?
Yeah.
It's tight. Kind of cheating with the club foot, but I don't know.
Yeah, they changed the rule. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, gosh.
No, I'm kidding.
It was what it was.
It was
He couldn't do
awesome.
anything
It
about
was awesome. He kicked that, and he's a straight on kicker. You know, get out of here with your European soccer style soft Taylor stuff. Okay?
That'd be more soft me stuff. European soccer.
That's true. I'm just having fun ripping on Taylor today.
I can tell.
Well, good.
Look, don't get a sensitivity fine.
You only rip on the people you love, and you only
good.
rip on the people you know that can take it. When we get back, more OTB coming up next.
OTB, OT.
CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. You need to find someone who's going to solve all your plumbing problems? Well, no, you don't need to find anyone, because I just told you who, you dummy. 225.
Don't know that we should call.
Wait, why did my 925-8552? Why did my brain just
8552,
break?
yeah.
CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org. All your plumbing issues, residential, commercial, lights, monitored, flat rate pricing, great warranty, everything I tell you about every single day. I love Central Plumbing. You will too. CentralPlumbing.org.
Yeah, I'm not going to call you a big dummy. We love you. You're very smart.
Nope.
Very bright. You're so bright that you remember 225-925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org is the website. Remember that as well, because it's not only in emergencies. If you're looking to upgrade, get a little Beyonce, right? They'll upgrade you. Well, they'll do that as well. They'll come in, bathroom remodel, home or business. Go tankless today with the tankless water heater as well. Never run out of hot water again. CentralPlumbing.org, 225-925-8552.
Nailed it.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you.
Griff, join us for the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch from the original Walk-Ons, Burbank at Nicholson. Wes Reynolds will be with us along with Scott Rabelais and Randy McKay. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Yeah, B.
Let me upgrade you.
How you gonna upgrade me? It's higher than number 1. Yeah, B.
Let me upgrade. I hear you be the block, but I'm the life to keep the streets on. No, this true the type that like to keep them on the leash, though. I'm known
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Excuse me.
How about this stat, T-Bob, real quick? In the last 18 games against the Power 5, Jimbo Fisher, 6-12.
Yeah, it's bad.
6-12.
They've lost 8 or 9 road games in a row now.
Y'all. And y'all, again, I feel like I have to say this.
I think they've lost 9 because 10 will be LSU.
Because, again, I would not be here doing this show if it wasn't for Jimbo Fisher. So I have much love for the man.
Bro, you don't need to caveat Jimbo Fisher. That man's about to get paid $50 million at least.
But right, look, and you know that I am dumb when it comes to this. I am a meathead. I would rather be successful and be broke. That's just me, personal. I know a lot of people wouldn't. Whatever.
He's got a natty ring. You know?
I know.
I mean, he got it all.
Trust me when I say, though, you know this as well as I do. It pains him that it didn't work out.
No doubt.
No question about it.
No question.
So,
You're
but
right.
still, like, and everybody's like, that number's ridiculous. It is. But y'all, 6-12 in your last 18 Power 5 games. I'm trying to try to find some other numbers on some other coaches. I have it pulled up here in my notes. I'm trying to pull it up, but it's all right. I got him. All right. So Clark Lee, 2-16, but he's at Vanderbilt. Okay. And Clark Lee is actually getting things built at Vanderbilt. He played at Vanderbilt. He understands the challenges, and they are going to give him time. All right.
Rough year for Lee, but it's Vanderbilt. Who
yes.
cares?
Tom Allen at Indiana, 3-15.
Who's awful?
Indiana's awful. It's Indiana. All right. Justin Wilcox at Cal, 4-14. Now, Cal's been saltier than they've been in a long time.
It's my boy.
They're going to the ACC. I think Wilcox is actually doing a pretty decent job considering all the things that he has to deal with being the Cal head coach. And if you don't know, ask Sonny Dykes what it's like being the Cal head coach. Dino Babers, and he's been on this list for a long time, it feels like. He's also 6-12. Matt Campbell, Iowa State, 6-12. Greg Schiano, 6-12. But Matt Campbell, now Iowa State, much better. Greg Schiano is taking Rutgers to a different level, 6-3.
Yeah, they're trending in the right direction.
Yes, and it's Rutgers. Okay, it's Rutgers and Iowa State that we're talking about. Okay, Jimbo Fisher's right there with those coaches. Now, those coaches that we just mentioned at Vandy and Indiana and Cal and Iowa State and Rutgers, they don't have the resources. They don't have the recruiting pipeline. They don't have the fan base. They don't have the stadium. They don't have anything that Texas A&M has. And this is not just Jimbo. This is any coach at Texas A&M. 1939, last natty. 1998, the last conference championship. So it's not just Jimbo, but Jimbo's now in that group. All right? I don't know what they do, but you've already thrown the Hail Mary. All right? Bobby Petrino coming in as your offensive coordinator was the Hail Mary. It didn't work. Are they going to do anything at Texas A&M, or is it going to be more of the same?
Back. I mean, you just got to run it back. You don't have a choice. You can't. The more and more I thought about it, you just can't pay $75 million someone in the NIL area not to work. Like, you're better off dealing with whatever Jimbo's going to be and still paying players, good players, to come and hoping that you stumble into a 2020 year again. You know, like that's what I believe at least. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will pay $75 million.
I mean, I agree with you. $75 million, you take that and you give it towards better players.
Everything.
And also
anything. Literally anything but paying a bad coach not to work. Give it to charity. Like, I mean, I don't know, like plant trees. Literally anything except for pay a guy not to work $75 million.
And if you're going to bring in an offensive coordinator, and so many people are like, oh, man, that's going to work. Yeah, in 2011, Bobby Petrino would have been electric.
Like, hell, just like keep firing the coordinators. You know what I'm saying? Like, try anything. Like, keep firing the coordinators. I don't care. Like, fire Bobby Petrino and hire another offensive guy and see if he can do it. Like, I mean, granted, maybe that's a bad strategy because, like, you want consistency and everything, but, like, I don't think that you can move on from Jimbo. So
I have put a call out to the people all football season long. I did it yesterday. Bobby and I were on, and I'm like, Texas A&M fans, or if you hate Texas A&M, call into the show, tweet us, let us know, how does it not work in College Station with all the things that you have going for you? 1939, 1998, hell, even let's go to 98. Last time you let LSU go 25 years without winning an SEC.
Look, the problem is simple. They just don't win.
Why?
No, but it was like I was kind of doing like a dat win thing. Did you catch that?
No.
Win, they don't win.
No, I mean he was a great player. What
went to A&M.
He's not Dan Campbell, but he's a great player.
Remember though, Dat Nguyen also last year, the week that they lost to, was it App State, right? They lost
to App State last year.
Yeah. The week that they lost to App State, Dat Nguyen hung a custom Texas A&M 2022 national champion banner outside of his home. And had to take it down because the next day they lost to App State.
I don't remember that, but wow.
Oh, my God. I know.
Well, they also give Jimbo a trophy,
Cowboy,
too.
That's a rookie move, man.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
No.
I remember that.
But that is the psychotic belief of A&M fans.
Okay.
Is that. It's like giving Jimbo the undated national championship trophy. Just really, like, for a school that seems cursed, it is kind of shocking to just spit in the superstitious god's face by doing things like that.
Maybe that is the thing. Like, and I don't believe it, but it's like maybe some programs just aren't meant to be championship programs.
I mean, yeah,
you haven't done it since 38 and you have all these things. There is nothing you can do to make me believe that you can break through. Nothing. I don't care who you hire.
Look, I mean,
I don't care what your resources are.
2020 becomes the cave that you retreat to amidst all the bad to try to help yourself feel better, because you were knocking on the door. You're 9-1.
It took a global pandemic though for you to do that.
No, I know. I feel you. Look. I am the main advocate for throughout 2020. Who
it's
gives
the
a damn? I don't
exception,
care.
not the norm.
Yes. I agree.
25 years without winning a conference championship, and then I guess you'd have to go back to 94 before they won another. So, one in almost 30 years. One.
Y'all just wait, dude. Jimbo's going to figure it out next year, and y'all are going to all be eating crow. When we get back, more OTB coming up next.
OTB. OT.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. Toyotathon is on. Look at the website, guys. You see the Christmas ornaments. That's right. Time to make somebody's Christmas dream come true by getting them a Toyota certified used vehicle, because they're 16. They don't need a new car. Get the hell out of here. But you get them a Toyota certified used vehicle. You get a great deal. You get great warranty coverage still. You get a car that's going to stand the test of time and serve your newly driving child perfectly. Great safety ratings, all of that. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Go to the website today, right? So many different things you can do. Now, Build Your Toyota is one of our favorite things to talk about, because it can be whatever you want it to be. Like T-Bob wanted black on black on black, and that's exactly what he got. You can add or you can take away. If there's a feature that, hey, I would not use that, that does not help me or my family, well, you can take that feature away. If you want to add something, obviously, you can do that as well. So build your Toyota today. Go to the website, customize your vehicle to your choices, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Sunday, we will bring you 3 different NFL games. We will start with the noon kickoff, the 49ers at Jaguars. Immediately following that, it's Lions and Chargers, and then our nightcap, the Jets and Raiders. To catch all 3 of those games, tune in right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Congratulations, Mark Cumby. Mark is our Week 10 winner in the Twin Peaks College Football Pick'em Contest. He wins a gift card. Don't forget to make your picks for Week 11 by noon this Thursday. Play the Twin Peaks College Football Pick'em today at 1045ESPN.com.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
More Connor Stalions news. As there's an excerpt from a court document that was dug up, where in 2022, Connor Stalions purchased a $485,000 house near the Michigan campus in Ann Arbor. This is right before his stint with the Marines ended. When he moved in that spring, dozens of old vacuum cleaners appeared on his front porch. This, of course, is ridiculous. And neighbors were like, what the hell? This looks awful. And then he incurred the wrath of a group that many have battles with, and you never want to, the Homeowners Association. They end up suing Connor Stalions for allegedly operating an appliance refurbishing business out of his home in violation of the bylaws. Stalions goes and defends himself in Washtenaw County trial court, and in a letter says, quote, I suspect that whoever has chosen to sue me either, 1, doesn't like the fact I am a veteran, or 2, is a Michigan State fan and knows I'm a Michigan football coach and wants to draw attention away. He would go on to say that he had a Spartan fan in mind. Quote, someone named Jeff, who lived down the street and had a son attending Michigan State. Stalions said, he uncomfortably questioned me about Michigan football and what goes on in our building, giving me a bad feeling about him. He definitely seemed like someone who wants to distract me with unnecessary, time-consuming things like this. So it all begs the question, who's a bigger threat to Connor Stalions? The NCAA or Jeff and the HOA?
I don't know, dude. HOAs are a hell of a thing in some places.
I know, dude. God, that's not actually a picture of it, just what it would look like. Artist representation, if you're watching on youtube.com/1045ESPN. I mean, look, I don't like the HOA as much as the next person, but you cannot have dozens of vacuum cleaners on the front porch. Do we agree on that?
Yeah.
That's a bad look.
Yeah.
Keep him in the backyard. Keep him like behind him. Like, what are we doing, Connor? It's so weird. Also, I love Connor accusing a Michigan State fan named Jeff, whose son attends the school, of basically trying to cheat and disrupt the Michigan football program.
Oh, well, that has come out that Michigan now is like, no, we've got on good faith that a lot of other Big Ten teams actually had our signals as well.
Hasn't it also found out that this all stemmed from an Ohio State private investigator? Like Ohio State hiring a PI to figure this out?
Yeah.
You think, like, I'm just picturing like a classic noir scene. Ryan Day walks in like a sexy short skirt, sits down in the PI office. It's all black and white, smoke wafting through the air. He crosses his legs vivaciously, gives him a little peek underneath the skirt. The next thing you know, the PI has to know he has to get to the bottom of it so he can get to the bottom of Ryan Day. Wonder if he did. I don't know. Make the movie. Dozens of vacuum cleaners on the front porch.
Are we talking 2 dozen, 3 dozen, baker's dozen?
You're wasting my time. I don't have time to steal signals and refurbish all these vacuums if I have to go to county trial court. What are we doing? Maybe he just has like a weird vacuum thing. Somebody did link me a video on Twitter of an entire episode of some old HBO show called How To, where they like look in, I think, niche communities or something. And it's just all about, it's mostly males who just love vacuums and love collecting vacuums.
Really?
Yeah. I get it. People like trains. People like everybody's into.
You were into trains for a while.
No. I love a good model train. But I'm saying sometimes people just latch on to things.
Sometimes they latch on for a couple of weeks. I know people like that, and then they don't talk about them anymore.
Just wait, bro. I'm about to give my life over to World of Warcraft again at the end of this month.
I thought you were on another game,
Baldur's Gate, still awesome, and yes, like one of the best games I've ever played.
Okay,
it's incredible. I love it. But very exciting news out of the WoW universe. This season of Discovery is coming out at the end of this month, and it's really awesome, dude. I mean, level 25 caps.
So this is
new
like
level 25 raids.
Owen Wilson WoW.
Wow, World of Warcraft.
I know, but
classic.
You said WoW,
but classic plus.
Like,
yes. I am going to Owen Wilson the hell out of this game. If I start looking more haggard and tired, understand that I've gone back to sleeping 4 hours a night so I can try to get ready to raid. But, these are the breaks. That's what we do. I just wish my kids were still little babies so I could just play while holding them in my arms instead of, annoying me about watching and stuff. Like, gee, shut up, kid. Actually, real talk, very fun. I have started playing video games with Alice, and that's super fun.
Yeah.
It's nice when they get old enough to do that. Are you old enough to... What is that?
Until they get old enough to play you in FIFA and talk trash with every goal that they score.
My kids would never beat me in FIFA. I'll smash all your kids today, and I haven't played in years. I guarantee I'll smash their ass. Not even a question. I already had to prove it to them on Mario Kart. Tell the boys if they want to catch these FIFA
but
hands,
Mario Kart was something that, you were forged in Mario Kart.
I was forged
age.
in FIFA. Make no mistake.
Much younger, though, for Mario Kart.
FIFA 04 on. In FIFA World Cup 2010, I used to exclusively play with the U.S. online, and so I got damn good at defending. Having to go against, Spain.
Yeah, Carlos Bocanegra back there just fighting for his life.
I got damn good at spacing, not overcommitting,
Chirundolo back there playing left back, just running.
Freaking going against Brazil constantly.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's go to break. Oh wait, no, real quick. Speaking of being old enough, if you're old enough to gamble, you should download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. DraftKingsSportsbook.com. Celebrating the NBA season being back. You bet $5 an NBA game. You get $200 in bonus bets instantly, boys. How about that? That's awesome. Not that y'all remember that, which, whatever. $5 an NBA game, $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's with the promo code Baton Rouge if you're signing up for the first time. If you're already signed up, remember they have great game day deals going on for you constantly. NFL game days always have excellent boosts that you definitely want to check out and take advantage of. And you can do same game parlays, multi-game parlays. Look, the bottom line, it's more fun when you're in the action, and the crown is yours with DraftKings. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537. Must be 21 or older. Physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Terms of sportsbook at DraftKings.com/bass. Remember, the Queen has a sportsbook now, too. DraftKings. DraftKings. See you next. That's it.
OTB.
Go to K2ZBlinds.com. 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 That's K2Z window coverings, where you're going to get whatever you need. Interior, exterior, shutters, blinds. Get with the experts that have been at it for over 25 years and bring your outdoor living space, your man cave, your office, your bedroom to the next level, both aesthetically and functionally. The best prices, the best people. K2Z Blinds.
Have them come out today and check out your space, because every space is going to be different, and they're going to have a plan for your space, right? They're going to know exactly what you need. I thought there was only one option, honestly. Outside, the exterior, right, getting that shade done. I thought, okay, well, it's going to be one option. It's going to come in one color, and that's going to be that. And that's not the case at all. Right, the shade's going to be different, and the color can be different. They're going to match it to your home. So many different options. Have them come out. K2ZBlinds.com, K2ZBlinds.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Snyder's Golf Mechanics. It's a What If Wednesday. J.D. Bickel of On3 Sports. And SEC Football Power Rankings. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's the opposite of Justin Wilcox? Jason Won't-Dix.
I thought you were going with the other organ of the opposite sex there.
Welcome back to OTB. Closing that show, a little Ask the Bench, brought to you by Colker's Light.
I mean, it wouldn't be the opposite either.
Vizzy Hard Tilter, Blue Moon Light Sky Stitcher Sweet. It is. Doesn't make sense, but it is.
I'll explain why later.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that part of it, yeah.
Like, Jason won't vaginas? Is
That's
what you're saying?
kind of what I was getting
Okay,
to.
yeah.
Same.
Ask the Bench.
Yeah.
Moscona broke the secret code yesterday that BK is always successful in year 3 at each new stop. Are you disappointed Saban, Miles, and Coach O never discovered this? Funny because I think, they all won the Natty in their 3rd year?
Yes.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure on BK, dude.
Well, if you remember, when they were playing Alabama in the national title, it was Ara Parseghian and Lou Holtz both won in year 3 at Notre Dame. And then everybody was like, oh, is Kelly going to win it in year 3? And they did like a whole big story on it, and he couldn't do it.
Didn't they? That the year they made it to the championship game?
I think that's what he's saying. Yeah, that's Manti Te'o year, yeah.
Yeah, and like leading up to the championship, they were mentioning that the last 2 coaches to win won in year 3.
He only made it to the championship game once.
So it's interesting because now he's going to be in the exact same situation.
Same spot,
yeah. Jane, you got another year? Maybe just one more, bro?
You got another one of them years laying around?
Anybody got any eligibility?
Ask the bench.
Sorry to cut you out. This team, like Malik, Brian Thomas, Jaden Daniels, maybe Logan Diggs, maybe not. Running back's a little weird. They all might be gone.
What is the best meal you've ever eaten?
Mario.
I went to Biloxi Golf Fort one time and ate at a small Mexican restaurant, and that's definitely like top 3 meal experiences in my life.
Hell yeah.
I think it was in El Paso. I was just really craving Mexican that day.
Mine, I know mine like very clearly. It's the best meal I've ever had in my life. It sounds very pretentious. When me and my wife were in Greece, we were on this small island, and we ate at this place called Emborio. Took like an hour and a half on a 4-wheeler to get there. I mean, up in the mountains, right?
4-wheeler.
And then all of a sudden you emerge and you're in a mountain lake. Like you're surrounded by mountains, but you're eating on the water, on the lake water, to the point where waves from boats and stuff would crash over the platform that you're kind of eating on.
Yeah.
And everything was farm to table. Everything.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't fresh from the farm, they weren't serving it. They were out. And it was just the best meal I've ever had. I mean, the setting obviously goes in hugely there, but the food was incredible as well. The ride back, I was terrified, though. We were out of gas, and I didn't tell my wife because I didn't want to freak her out. But the whole ride, I'm like, oh, my God. Because it was like midnight where it's a mountain in Greece.
I thought
had no
y'all
idea
did
where we
run out
were.
of gas in Greece.
No. We were out of gas, and I wasn't telling her. And then we finally rolled up in a petrol station. Thank God. Aristo, y'all have a great night. Kalispera. See you tomorrow.
OT.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention.